awesome.
Yeah.
True.
Welcome back to Crosshair here on the GDQ Hotfix, the show that brings you runs with bullets. First-person shooters, third-person shooters, shmups, bullet hells, lasers, rockets, grenades, staples, and shotgun shells. Don't worry, it'll make sense later. Just keep watching the show. If it's got bullets in it, it's got a home here at Crosshair. My name is Dangerous. I'm your host here at Crosshair. And if you've got a run that you think qualifies for this or any of our other GDQ Hotfix shows, go on over to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and fill out the run submission form, and you may end up on a future episode of the GDQ Hotfix. Also, just a quick call for action here. I am trying to put together a shmup and bullet hell episode of Crosshair. I say it in the spiel before every show. Shmups, bullet hells, lasers, rockets, grenades. So if you or someone you know runs a shmup or a bullet hell and you want to be on GDQ Hotfix, go fill out that form. I say it at the beginning of every show for a reason, because I want you to actually go fill it out so I can see what runs you have. Most of the showrunners look at that list and go by that. So please submit any shmups or bullet hells you know, and you might end up on the next episode of Crosshair. You never know. Today, folks, we're going to do things in kind of a different order. Normally, I talk a little bit about the show and then tell you the title of the show. Instead, I'm going to do that in reverse order today, and it'll make sense why. Today's episode is titled The New Divine Comedy. Dante would be proud. And the reason why is because we've got a run that takes place in heaven, a run that takes place in hell, and then a run with a category literally called Heaven or Hell. It's perfect. Dante would love it. And so we're going to be starting out today with Neon White with Bree. Bree, take it away.
Yo, how's it going? My name is Bree12am, and this is Neon White. I'm going to be running the new game category, any percent. It's a full playthrough of the game from the start till you get to the credits on a new file. It's pretty cool. And on commentary with me, I have two people. Idle, would you like to go first?
Hello, my name is Idle. I've played this game before, and I've also ran this category before. It's a pretty neat category, and there's going to be a lot of things shown that aren't usually shown in other Neon White category runs.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm Wet. I had a record in any percent for however long before Bree came and took it. And I also happen to know a little too much about this game's story.
So I'm gonna click the new game button, and we're gonna start here soon. I'm gonna click it, and then in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Good luck.
So, thank you. Immediately, you're gonna notice this fast forward thing at the top left. So this game will have a lot of, cutscenes, lore going on.
Whoa.
So I'm gonna be pressing that to fast forward through it. So we're Neon White, and we're kind of dropped into this world. It's sort of like a limbo type of place. So we got these katana soul cards. I need to click the continue button. And we also have this mask. This mask will be sticking with us for the whole game. And now we're marked as Neon White, and this is the first level. This is Movement. So Neon White is a first-person shooter, 3D platformer. That's the first level done already. So
She does have the movement.
I have the movement. We're going to be moving on to the next level. There's a lot of menuing in this run in particular. Idle, if you want to explain Pummel and Purify.
So, this is the first card. This is Cooper, aka also known as Purify. The game has things called soul cards, which are basically going to be used as weapons. If you left click, you shoot a weapon, and if you right click, you get to use a movement ability. The first one you introduce to Purify, left click X almost as like a normal assault rifle. It has 35 bullets per card and all of that. Right click, you actually get your own. You get a sticky jump, similar to like sticky bomb launcher from TF2. You're able to use it as an explosion jump, and it sticks to surfaces and enemies, and also damages enemies nearby.
Hi, yellow, by the way. Hi, yellow.
Hi, yellow. So, this is Elevate. Left click, if you shoot it, it's a pistol. And if you right click, it's going to give you a double jump in the air. This is Jade. Hi, Jade. It's also known as Elevate.
Hi, Jade.
So, the other thing, we're going to see this coming in the next stage, but there's going to be there are ways to gain speed. you gain speed by reflecting projectiles. This can include your own bullets, like happened there. This can include enemy bullets and also projectiles. These are called different boosts. You're also going to be doing something called phantoming, where the hitbox of the enemy projectile is lingering for a bit after. So you're able to have barely just enough time to shoot the bullet and then hit it with your katana. So, also someone in chat said, I want to give a shout out to Neon Light, which is a community mod that we run that allows us to rename cards. That's a bunch of quality of life stuff, which is the community medals, and also more customizability. That right here is balance. Yes, we did just jump on on the wall. There is some weird invisible collision there that allows you to jump, and it saves like 2 seconds.
Yeah, we use a coyote bind for that, which you have to... Well, you don't have to, but the community uses middle mouse scroll. And you can only coyote with that. You can't, like, normally jump. This is Neon Violet, by the way.
Hi, Violet.
Hi,
this
Violet.
is Neon Violet is one of the most contentious characters in the game. You either love her or you hate her.
I hate her.
You have a hater here.
The sadness in your voice just now. I hate her.
Another thing, too, about this is... As you can see, there's this weird, like, ice-looking thing at the bottom. That's just water. Walking on water in this game is the fastest form of movement you can get. It gives you nearly double your speed, and you're allowed to just... So runners are going to, very, very heavily prioritize trying to always be on water, if possible, because it is just basically a free double speed. Other thing, too, about water is there's a thing called above water boost, where if you're above the water, I believe it works by you get the speed boost of the water, but you don't have the friction of being on the ground.
Yeah.
So this allows you to get even more speed. So for example, you have 18 speed when walking, 33 when on water, and you can get over 40 with a good above water, which is what we're doing here.
You'll see a nice example of that in the next level too.
Yes.
One more thing that Bree is doing a lot is with these Purify bombs. She's shooting because they themselves count as projectiles. So if you shoot a Purify bomb, you get a bullet boost. So if you like to chain that with other Purifies, and a card later that we get to chain a bunch of bullet boosts.
They should try making some
That
hard
is
ones.
chapter 1 completed.
GG. Pretty clean.
Thank you, thank you.
This is Neon Red. Hi, Neon
Neon
Red.
Red.
Hi, Red. Hello, Red.
So at the end of each chapter, we're going to have like a little brief lore cutscene wrap up, and what if you want to talk about what just happened there?
Yeah, so normally there's a cutscene that plays where Neon White just kind of walks forward, does a cool gainer flip, and then points forward, and his finger is really, really long. What she just did is she hit escape, which opened the menu. She returned to the job archive, and then just backed out, and then continued on. That, 1, skipped that finger cutscene, and 2, skipped the cutscene that plays after, which over the entire run will save multiple minutes. But that is called finger skip.
That's one of the greatest names in this that we have come up with this community.
I never knew that had a name.
Oh yeah, you didn't? No, that's finger skip. Yeah.
It was an old... I forgot who called it finger skip, but it was called finger skip a lot back a while. I think it was before you did New Game. But, okay, so this is chapter 2. There's chapters that basically split up the stages and story-wise, but we're skipping the story, so... But yeah, this right here, chapter 2, you get introduced to the next card. This is Nugget, aka the Godspeed card. Left-click, it gives you a rifle. Right-click, it gives you a dash. This dash can be used to break walls and kill enemies, and the bullets do 3 damage. So it is a very strong weapon. The dash is very, very fast. You can go really fast.
Oh, didn't mean to do that.
It's okay. Easy to save. Nice.
So each of these, well, a lot of the cards have kind of corresponding enemies, but some enemies don't have corresponding cards. So far, we've been introduced to the Barnacle, which is the guy that just kind of sits on the floor and shoots a bullet at you. That guy.
Yep.
Right now, we're shooting and dashing through Jocks, those big blue guys. Whenever you kill them, they drop a Godspeed that you can pick up. We've had Balloons, which you jump into and you bounce off of. They have 1 HP. And then this is a Frog. It shoots a really weird projectile that doesn't have very good hit registration. And then...
They should try making some hard ones.
Yeah, Frog's not green in heaven, actually. They're yellow.
Yep.
Yeah. There is a green enemy, but... Hi, Yellow.
Hi,
Hi, Yellow.
Bye, Yellow. Bye, Yellow.
That's the shortest cutscene in the game.
Yep.
They just wanted to give yellow a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Each chapter,
So,
at the start of each chapter, there's a cutscene. In the middle of each chapter, there's a cutscene, and at the end of each chapter, there's a cutscene. So each of those will kind of, she'll have to agree. We'll just have to skip through.
this chapter, there honestly isn't a lot happening. It's a really simple chapter. There's not much that gets introduced, so I think now would be a good time for anything that you might want me to say. Any announcements
Sure. Yeah,
potentially?
I've got announcements to read off. Folks, as if you are not aware, you haven't been keeping up with important dates over at GamesDoneQuick.com. Summer Games Done Quick 2025 will be live in Minneapolis from July 6th to the 13th. If you want to volunteer or run at the event, you can submit your applications up until March 31st, or you can register to attend the event by May 26th. Use !SGDQ in Twitch chat or visit GamesDoneQuick.com for more information.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to SGDQ.
Me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. That Shiki is gonna be awesome. I hope to. I hope to see a lot of banger runs
Ring,
there.
Run at AGDQ is awesome.
There-
So more
my
bingo would be
God.
fun.
Making some hard ones.
I actually haven't watched that because I haven't beat Elden Ring yet, but that's on my to-do list to watch. I need to
It
see
was
that.
so
It
silly.
sounded,
It was
from what I've heard,
really
it sounded awesome.
I love the.
So this,
items.
yeah,
There is
this-
actually.
Yeah, you're good. These
Oh,
last
sorry,
few
go ahead.
levels have introduced one more mechanic in Chapter 2, that is glass platforms. They're kind of weird, but essentially, if there's something on top of it and you break the glass, the thing on top of it just dies instantly. Whether that be a barrel, that be a jug, anything. Sorry, that's the best soundbite in the game, and I just talked over it.
Oh.
But yeah, that's the last thing that gets introduced in Chapter 2. So now we're headed over to Chapter 3.
This is where we're gonna have to explain even more now. So hope you guys don't mind listening to my voice constantly. So Chapter 3. This is where the game really starts to pick up in difficulty. This is Guardian, and it introduces the enemy Guardian. You see those giant heads over there? Yeah, those are Guardians. They lock onto you, and they have a charge up time of a few seconds. And if they finish charging up, they insta kill you. Doesn't matter the health that you have. The Guardian can also damage other demons too, but that is something we aren't really going to see in this
I
run,
wish
just
that
due
was
to how long it takes to charge up.
more. That would be such a cool mechanic if so. But
It would be. Here's a Schwamp. Here's the next card. This is also known as Stomp. Left click, it acts as an SMG, and you can shoot it. Right click, it acts as well, basically a ground pound. It does damage to enemies nearby. It kills enemies, and it also breaks through breakable platforms like that. So another thing about this too is it looks kind of weird where we're aiming. Half the time pretty much all the time when we're aiming with automatic weapons, we're aiming slightly upright. The reason why is because the game has this spray pattern that is consistent, and it basically looks almost random. The first two bullets are actually slightly below left of the crosshair, so for when firing with automatic weapons, you're supposed to aim slightly top right of the enemy in order to basically make it really consistent.
Oh.
It's true, we did mention Crosshair. Shout out Crosshair.
Oh yeah.
I've heard it's a pretty cool show, you guys should check it out sometime.
one thing with the
So-
Stomp card,
Sorry, go.
and I guess the Purify card as well, but mainly Stomp, you can shoot it really fast. Like, it's an SMG. Obviously, it has a high fire rate, but if you click fast enough, then you can shoot
Now my first.
one bullet at a time. That's really hard to do because you have to click and let go very quickly. But doing that over and over again, that can basically give you a laser of a gun, so you can just shoot things from all the way across the map, which is used in a couple task runs, and some humans have been able to
They should try
perform
making some
those
hard
quote-unquote
ones.
task strats for certain levels.
I tried.
Shout out Stomp Test, Stomp
I
Wave.
tried Stomp Toss. It's just ridiculous.
I can't click that fast. I always shoot 2 bullets.
This right here is Canals, and this is one of the first major notorious run resetters due to the fact you have to aim really far away and how precise a lot of the shots are. Bree is doing it really well already, so hey, let's go. Nice, good time, good time. This is a very major reset point, and claps in the chat for Bree actually getting past the first strike. That is not easy at all.
Yeah, not at all. But that is the introduction to barrels. Barrels
you can just swing it.
Yeah, barrels are essentially just an explosion. It's a red explosion barrel. You've seen it in all IP games. It does 8 damage to all enemies around it, which kills every enemy in the game, essentially. So you can just kind of shoot barrels from across the map if need to be. That's what Bree does in canals.
Everything is visible from the start, so...
Yeah. All but one, but you can shoot one through the wall. It's kind of weird. This is Mountain. I had a record on the stage for a while. It's done. Bye, Mountain.
That's cool.
So one thing I want to talk about with routing in this game is the main gimmick with most routing in this stage is you can take cards you get and just use it later. And this is a great example of like smuggling cards to later, so you're able to move way quicker and just be able to kill stuff across the map like this.
Yeah,
it's a very this is a very rough route. It's very hard to do, and yeah, I have issues doing this myself.
Hello?
Yeah, no worries, no worries. But a lot of routing in this game is just saving cards in between.
Okay, you at least
gold. Let's
go. Got a gold. That's okay.
I have to get it for the culture, you know.
Yeah.
She got a first place medal, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, so that shows that there's other medals in the game. The medals go bronze, silver, gold, ace, and then if you go faster than ace, you can get a dev medal or red medal. And for this run, it doesn't really matter what you get, you just have to get enough gold or aces to be able to progress further into the story, but it doesn't really matter because 3 will just be doing things fast enough that will never come into account.
Yeah. Shoutouts to the song in this chapter, by the way.
This song.
It is really good, but you're never hearing it, so...
Every song in this game is very good. Machine Girl did a very good job with the soundtrack.
Yeah, that's why that was one of the reasons why I got into the game, because of the soundtrack.
I found out this game through Machine Girl. I mean, I found out Machine Girl through this game. My fault.
Hi, Yellow.
Hi, Yellow. So, this looks really red and ominous. What's happening? What's happening is we are fighting a boss chapter. We're about to meet the main antagonist of the game. There are lore reasons, but unfortunately I don't think I have enough time to explain them. But basically, we're going here, we're going to fight the big evil bad guy. And there's only 3 stages this chapter. So we're already halfway through the chapter, so let's go.
Yeah, this is called the Old City. Essentially, we are going to go raid the big bad Green.
Not my first.
We're about to go raid his quote-unquote base, which is the Clock Tower, which is where we are showing up. And we're bringing our friend Yellow. I love Yellow.
Hi, Yellow.
Bye, Yellow.
What? What? No, the kiss can't be.
Yellow dies?
What? So, let's talk about boss fights. We'll continue on this run in Legacy of Yellow. But the way boss fights work in this game is Neon Green moves along a set path. After a while, you eventually get to shoot him and drop down a shield, but in between those phases you're able to damage him. So what we're doing here is what we call the quick kills, or the early kills, where you damage him in between the phases when he's moving around, but you're not supposed to be able to hit him, and you're able to kill him way earlier. So this skips this.
That's unfortunate.
That's so
no.
Unfortunate. Okay, well I guess we have more time to explain Clock Tower and how boss fights work.
You want to explain Death Timer Abuse what?
Oh yeah. So there's a thing that a lot of runners do in every category except the new file categories. Basically, you'll see Bree kind of slashing with her katana. That is partially to time some stuff. At least I find it useful to time some stuff. But the main thing is, for a lot of boss fights, you want to die as Green dies to stop the timer. So that doesn't affect new file runs in any way, except it makes it slower. Fun fact.
Yeah.
But if you do Death Timer Abuse on any stage, then if you go talk to Gabby to pick up the next, pick up this Heavenly Delight ticket, your game soft locks. You physically can't go anywhere. You can't get past that. That is it. So that is why we don't do death abuse in New Game, is because you soft lock the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, this is an awesome chapter. This song's one of my favorites. This is chapter 5, The Burn That Cures. You get introduced to the Fireball card. The Fireball card, well, left click, it acts as a shotgun. It has a fixed spread pattern and everything. Right click, it's another dash, but this time you can actually aim the dash vertically anywhere you want. At the end of the dash, you also get the property of being above water, and you can damage enemies while even after the dash ends. So this is a very funny card. And another funny enemy is the Ringer. The Ringers are the big circle guys that shoot out bullets in a ring. Get it? Ringer?
I don't get it.
Basically, it's okay. We'll explain after the run. Don't worry. But basically, if you shoot the rings in the ring of bullets in the right enough way, you're able to gain really big speed boosts from Ringer fireballs. And this is pretty much the fastest form of speed you can get in the game. It is going to be used a lot with any stage with Ringers. Like, you can see that she's gaining speed just from shooting a bunch of bullets all at once.
Yeah, this is a really good level just to show kind of what we mean. Because of all the Ringers there and you have a shotgun, you just shoot. You don't shoot where the Ringer is, you shoot to the side and you can get so many bullet boosts and rack up so much speed.
Oh, okay.
Also, one thing I forgot to mention, shout out the card name Nadir. I don't know what it means, but it's a card, so and I've been reading out the card names for everyone,
Yeah,
so my
that's
apologies.
Nether Frog,
First,
who has now stopped
I'm
playing
so sorry,
the game.
Nether Frog.
My goat.
I'm sorry, Nadir Frog. This is
stage
Boom.
is awful.
Yeah,
Sorry, I had to say that.
this is so me talking about how you can even break kill enemies out even after the dash. That's kind of like that right there. She was able to break it even like after she had the most of the speeders from the dash, just because it lingers on for a very long time.
Yeah, it's a nice little shortcut. Otherwise, it takes quite a while.
This is Streets. Shout out Ferrix.
True. I love that guy.
This is Ferrix is another community member who's played the stage for a very long time, and he's one of my closest friends from the community, and he's awesome.
Okay, that was Streets. Bye bye, Ferrix.
Hi, Ferrix.
Bye Ferrix. So, steps. This is a funny stage.
This also shows a good... Yeah, it's a good showing of that Fireball Ringer boost. Just because of that.
Oh wait, there's something I forgot to explain. Grounded boost. Let me do that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so in this game, whenever you reflect an enemy bullet, you get the same amount. You get speed both when you do it in the air and on the ground. However, you get more speed when you do it on the ground compared to the air, but you have less friction in the air. So what you can do is time when you get the boost to when you jump, so you get the speed of being on the ground, but then get the friction of being in air. So as opposed to a bullet boost saving 0.1, it can save like 0.2 to 0.3.
Real quick, that was arcs. That had literally nothing from Chapter 5 in the stage itself, and it's in Chapter 5. Just wanted to point that out.
Yep. This is Apartment. I'm not going to talk during the stage. I just want you to enjoy the stages because it's a beauty. It's one of the coolest stages in the game. Nice, let's go. Let's go.
Nice front take, but we got there. Nice.
So the reason with Apartment is the strat there is you just stay inside instead of going outside, and it's very intense. It is a very fun stage.
Yep.
So, Chapter 6. You're getting another Heavenly Delight ticket.
Yeah. Shoutouts to Mikey, by the way. Our little lovable New Yorker cat with a cigar on a cloud.
I love Mikey.
Yep.
He's cool.
He's a chill guy.
Oh. So, tripwires. Tripwires, funny thing, I believe in lore they're actually set up by Violet. The tripwires, if you walk into the purple laser beam, they insta-kill you. However, if you kill the tripwire, it will actually damages enemies at the edge of the, enemies attached to it at the end. So it could lead to a chain reaction. So for example, we're only going to shoot 2 bombs, and it's going to kill 17 enemies all right there. Because of all the stuff it's connected to.
Yeah, the devs had some fun with some of these levels.
Yeah, they can have a lot of chains. They really like their chains with these tripwires. Be able to see that in a later level for sure.
Like all those tripwires
Yeah.
there lead to an area that we never visit.
Yep.
We can...
So there are a lot of spots you can skip with tripwires.
And on my first try.
This stage is awful, so I think that you can just give an announcement a go.
Yeah. We have some room for an announcement if there's any left.
Sure. Yeah, I can always read more. So folks, coming up this weekend, we have GDQ's International Transgender Day of Visibility Celebration, a weekend highlighting transgender speedrunners on March 29th and 30th. You can use !trans visibility in chat for more info. And a cool thing about that is you're gonna see Bree running Neon White during that event. She is opening up day 2 of the event with some other runners doing a race, so that is going to be big excitement.
Yep. That is scary,
Miss,
but at
miss,
least
miss,
you can
miss,
say
miss.
anything.
No, I'm good.
You didn't miss.
No-scoped it.
Never mind. I saw 5 and I saw 4 enemies because I didn't see the other tripwire because I forgot about it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to gaslight you like that.
Praying for my downfall. Speaking of downfalls...
Hey guys, this is falling. That was a bigger transition. This is falling. You want to know what you do in this stage?
I'm gonna guess that
No,
you fall.
actually.
You got it correct. Good job. Yeah, you just fall. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Fall.
And on my
really
first-
highlights
go.
the power of the stomp card, because otherwise you're just floating and you're doing a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
The devs kind of put that stomp card there for you to stomp and break the red platform and then fall really slow. Hit tripwire and then another and then another. But
Here's Shocker. These introduced the leaved demons. These are called Shockers. They have 6 leaves, and whenever you stomp on them, you get launched in the direction. The green pedal is almost like the dev intended path for the casual route. You can go on any other route, any of them. It makes no difference where you land, but the green is just kind of trying to be there as a highlight, saying, "Hey, you should probably go here."
No-scoped it.
But if you land on any of the pedals, you get boosted in the direction that pedal you landed on is pointed. But yeah, the devs kind of have that green flower or that green pedal to say this is kind of where we want you to go. But if you can figure something out, you go right ahead.
Yeah, you can also shoot the center of the shocker, the little eye in the middle. So I did that to skip a little section up at the far end of the map that we don't have to do. Very nice.
Shockers, a funny thing about them too, they are the most buggy demon in the game by far. There's a lot of stuff with them, including stuff I'm not going to mention because it's outside the scope of this run, but one funny thing that you might see this run is a fireball launch into it. Basically, if you aim your fireball at just the right spot, at the right time, you can just get sent absolutely flying. Like, if you do it well enough, you can get over 200 speed, which, again, for reference, the default walking speed is
They should try making some
18.
hard ones.
It is a really funny thing, but unfortunately it is very inconsistent. It is kind of inconsistent, and it is also frame rate dependent for consistency. And speaking of that,
yeah, because it's frame rate dependent, this run won't be doing any on purpose, I guess. They do happen on accident sometimes, but yeah, because it would just take longer for it would take longer for Bree to change FPS than to just beat the level normally.
Didn't get the
that was an attempt at a
didn't get the
fireball.
launch
That was an
there,
attempt at a fireball
but
launch.
it was quicker, so we take those.
Yeah, she went for it, and that sometimes that can be kind of bad, but when I was talking about those chains earlier with tripwires, this is that level that the devs had a lot of fun with. I really hope you like the demon kill sound, because that's all you hear.
Shout out Wet, the route that we're doing is Wet Race, which is a strat that Wet and his brother made years ago, and is still like the race route used in Rush. Shout out Wet.
Hey, that's me.
True. There's this guy named Wet in the call right now.
Basically what you want to do for race is those... If you play race normally and you don't shoot any extra tripwires, then you'll be sitting at the end waiting for about 15 more seconds. Just waiting on that chain to finish, so you're just gonna shoot some tripwires in that chain to kind of get just to kind of cut it closer, so that when you get to the goal, you can finish the stage. Also, hi Green.
Hi, Green.
This smile's really
He
nice.
killed someone. Yeah, he hasn't really. He's been going to the dentist, but unfortunately, he just killed someone there that we skipped through. So, kind of evil.
That guy's not important. That guy's name is Neon, so he doesn't even have a color.
Oh, I'm gonna
Okay,
grab
you
that
need
card
that.
real quick.
So, also, well, before I get distracted, there's a new demon type. You see these big floating circles? Those are bubbles, and those are demons. The way to kill demons are you have to walk into them and either walk out of them or shoot out of them. And you can't shoot into them. You have to walk into them in order to kill them most of the time. The reason why this adds a lot of complexity to the routing, because it basically forces you to go to certain spots. And some people like it, some people hate it. But bubbles are just little silly guys.
Yeah, the
Just funny little floating spheres.
routing does get quite restricted, but you can still go very fast. Thankfully.
People in chat are talking about minefield tests.
I will not be attempting.
We are not doing that.
unfortunately.
Aw, come on.
We are not doing that, and that is something that has not been done. That is, I guess, to bring up some IL trivia, there's currently a couple $100 bounty for the first person to get minefield task route, or get it in a run. So if you have any interest in playing Neon White and aiming really fast, that might be for you.
So one thing, this is Pop. Shout out Water Wizard Pop Gang. This level's really weird because the water is going downwards. Normally, we like water going slanting upwards, but downwards is kind of a different story.
Oh,
just because
I was 1 millisecond faster this time.
Nice.
No, we didn't get the when you see it. We didn't get the when you see it.
Hi Green.
Hi, Green.
Bye Green.
Hi, Green. This is minefield. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about the stage. So I talked about minefield test just because it was funny.
Yeah, this is another
Nice.
This is another stage with a bunch of those chains. You saw that kind of grid at the bottom that if you touch one of those wires, you are dead.
Yep.
But you can just kind of shoot the wires above, and it'll chain kill everything.
Hi, Red. Hi, Green.
Hi, Violet.
Yeah. Also, Violet's in a bush there.
Yeah, she's just hanging out.
Oh.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about her.
There's important reasons, but that doesn't matter. We're trying to go fast. Here's about Violet. Violet. Also, these chests. There are normal chests in this game, but these are not normal chests. These right here are mimics. Whenever you hit them, they shoot out a wave of blue bullets, and these blue bullets insta-kill you. However, they also insta-kill every demon it touches. So, for example, you're able to just only shoot the mimics, and they will kill a lot of demons. This is a great stage to show it off, where you can just shoot the mimic, and it just kills the demons. You only need to shoot the mimic for a lot of these times. You just only need to focus on shooting the mimic in order to save time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's a mimic is like giving me Dark Souls PTSD.
Yeah, extremely though.
Yeah, pretty much.
I keep thinking I'm heading into sweep here. No, this is the greenhouse.
This is a greenhouse.
This is a greenhouse. Don't worry, you'll be out of it quickly.
There we go.
All right, you're out of
Nice.
greenhouse.
This is-
Nice.
They should try
Yeah.
making some hard ones.
We did not enter the greenhouse. We just jumped around it. Also, funny thing about mimics is if their bullets hit a wall, they just stay in the wall for a while. So you're just able to hit them even after they touch the wall. Nice snipe. Ow.
Hey, that's an achievement.
Ow. Yeah,
I
congrats. You
needed
got a
that
Steam
for
achievement.
percent earlier.
Yeah.
Yep. So with that, the mimic bullets are just going to be stuck in the wall for a while. So there's going to be a lot of times she's just swinging her katana at the wall for seemingly no reason. But that does save point 1 every single time you hit it and get a boost.
Yeah, mimics are kind of weird sometimes.
This game's a little silly. This is Fuse. This is kind of just like this is like the Ultimate Chapter 7 stage. There isn't much to really talk about here. It's just kind of more of the same as Chapter 7. Coming up next, though, we have my favorite chapter in the game.
It's also where the story kind of picks up. Of course,
Yeah.
Yellow, Yellow's already dead, sadly. But
What?
there has
They
been...
should try making some hard
Yeah,
ones.
right? That's what I said. But white here, White and red here kind of talk, because basically, White has lost his memory. Every Neon that has a color by their name is somebody that White knew in actual life, and they were kind of in a group, not necessarily hitmen, but you can basically think of it like that. Just wanted to
You're
say
in
hi to
World of
Gabby
Assassination.
again.
Yeah.
Hi, Gabby. Bye,
Hi,
Gabby.
Gabby.
But yeah, Red just kind of introduced, or talked a little more to White about his past life.
Whoa, she like lifted up her clothes. She lifted up her clothes very slightly. Oh my gosh, it's so crude. This is Frost. Hello, this is Dominion. Welcome to Chapter 8. This is where the game gets crazy. We have a full-on rocket launcher now. Left click, it's just a rocket launcher. It kills enemies, and you just aim and you just shoot up. All explosions in this game just send you up, regardless of where in relation they are. They can aim directly above you, and they will still send you up. Right click is a zip line. A zip line is a grapple hook, and it can just send you. You can grapple onto literally any wall within a certain range. So as you can imagine, having a rocket launcher and a grapple hook could lead to speedrunners doing really funny things. And this is the perfect chapter for this. I also real quickly want to give a shout out to. The funny thing too. This is more about the IL side of the game. There have only. In the game history, there has only been 2 people ever to have held all 10 records in a single chapter, and they were both actually on this chapter. The first one was AJ back in 2022, and the current one is Noel, who has held the Chapter 8 record, I think, for nearly 9 months at this point. All of them for 9 months, with only like very, very for a short amount of time losing them. Shout out Noel, I love you, honey.
That was Noel. One thing about the start of.
Go ahead.
One thing about the start of this stage is you saw me shooting my own rocket. So much like the Purify boost where I threw my bomb on the ground, you can boost off of your own rockets too. Give you a lot of speed.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing with those Purify boosts that I was talking about earlier, except rockets are weird, and I'm not even going to try to explain how that actually works. So,
oh yeah.
Just so you can get some boosts off of rockets if you shoot them with guns that aren't rocket.
Speaking of rocket, shoutouts to Pods. Big fan of Crash, who I will be. Oh, can I? No, I'll just do this again.
Yeah, I don't know how you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will be racing Pods on the Transay Visibility race on Sunday, so be sure to check that out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Didn't grapple twice this time. Huge.
Let's go.
That's nice.
Thank you, thank you.
As Wet said in practice, this stage, he'd rather his PC crash than have to play it, so.
I don't like this stage. Not even a little bit.
However, the upcoming level, we may have a fun for.
I love this stage! This is Ascent. I used to hold record on this stage. This is also where we get introduced to the aim labs type of strats. There's a strat in this game called aim labs, which are very, very aim intensive. Aim labs Ascent is the IL record strat, and it is.
That's tough.
What? How that?
I don't know how that hit.
Got hit.
I don't know.
That happens sometimes.
Aim labs Ascent is a very intense strat. That's kind of what we're doing here, just a slightly safer version of it. But this stage is awesome, and I love it. There are a lot of other aim lab strats in this stage that people go for. But yeah, the stage is awesome.
And that's your first rocket climb that you do. Rockets are kind of weird because you can't shoot them as fast as you can click, unlike every other card in the game. They have a very specific rhythm, which if you put into beats per minute is 260. I know way too much about that. Or I believe that was 4.3 shots per second, whatever. You cannot shoot any faster than that, so if you click faster than that, your rocket just doesn't come out. It doesn't queue up at all.
Shout out to Frost.
Cannot shoot any faster than the 4.3, and it can kind of ruin runs if you click like a frame too early. Then you just don't get a rocket.
Should have just been a perfect team in Metronome. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, shout out Skull.
This is Firecracker.
He is.
This stage is pretty silly.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
It is dangerous. What are you doing?
I'm gonna be using those mimics to my advantage. A little speed boost.
No. Don't hurt the mimics. They did nothing wrong.
There's a new strat here where you can rocket up here,
Nice.
do a little climbing, and there you go.
Nice.
Hold on.
They should try making some hard
Let's
ones.
go.
that
Yeah,
is that's
there's
a
invisible
pretty new
walls
route,
closer.
or- yeah, that's a pretty new route. So it's good to see Bree do that and get it done correctly.
This stage.
Yeah.
This is Streak. This stage is pretty cool. It's another one of those aim lapse stages, as I mentioned earlier. I think Bree goes for a slightly safer route, but that's because the stage is really hard. Shout out. I also want to shout out the community for the current IL record for this stage, because it is one of the craziest records I've seen in this game.
No
Yeah,
scope
for
did.
real.
It's very crazy.
It's awesome.
Hey, we're coming up to my map, or my level, quote unquote. This is mirrored. I had a record on this for over a year. It has a very niche mechanic right there. Normally you have to go into bubbles to kill them. There you do not, because your grapple does 2 damage. If you put the grapple inside the bubble, your grapple, when you cancel it, it will deal 2 damage to the glass panel. Then
First
the
try.
glass panel breaks, it kills the 2 guardians on it and the barrel. The barrel then kills the bubble from the inside, and you don't have to go into it. It is very cool and very hard to do fast.
Yep. Very easy to throw runs there. I think I've thrown a PB or 2 to it.
Me too. And
Same.
probably the level I was best at, and I still threw. It's one of the hardest levels in the run, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Very precise.
So we just had knocking on a dome sort of lore thing going on. I think we're getting a page. I'm not too familiar with the lore.
I can explain that in just a second. But this is Chapter 9. Chapter 9 is kind of a smorgasbord of everything. It puts
Oh, that's interesting.
every card, every enemy. This is the hardest chapter in the game. It is the longest chapter in the game. And it is the most fun chapter in the game, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very fun.
This is basically where the devs went off the rails with the design in a good way. They just decided, let's just do the most insane stuff imaginable.
So you will see every card, every enemy, everything used
No
extremely
scoped.
well, and I think it does. They did a very good job for this.
It's a very fun chapter to play. Probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite.
This is bold. This is one of another absolutely terrifying terrifying stage in the run, because it is so easy to just miss one demon because of how they're spaced together in a tight gap and how precise you need to be with their shots while moving quickly. It is a very scary stage, but it's also really awesome.
Yeah. All of these stages are very cool.
Yep.
I don't think there's a quote-unquote bad one.
Not my first.
There's a couple that are a lot less interesting, but they're not bad.
Yep. This is God Streak. This is... For people who don't follow Neon White, I'd say look at the God Streak IL route, because it is one of the craziest route developments we've had, like, ever in this game. There's probably been, like, 7 different world record routes on this stage. It's crazy what you can do when you're just basically given the option to go forward and backwards.
I think it's also our first usage of the vending machines in the,
true,
main
yeah.
game. So at the start of the level, I shot a vending machine through a wall, and they're around like every so often. They're not. I don't think they're in every level, but you can shoot it and you can get a card out of it. I got another Godspeed. Let's me to go a little bit faster at the end.
Yep. This right here is Plunge. I remember when we talked about fireballing ringer boosts, like, near the very, near Chapter 5. This is a great example of what you can do with the Fireball card. It is... You can go very fast here, and which you'll very quickly see.
Because of how fast you can go and how many bullets are on your screen, I have seen people die from 3 health right there.
I would not.
It is a very
little
common
scary,
thing.
but it's very fun and very fast.
Remember, he gets it first try because she's the goat. This is Mayhem. I think White, you like the stage?
Yeah, I had a record on this for a little bit. It's another shoot the mimics and beat the stage. There's a lot of different enemies that are pretty dangerous, but just shooting all of the mimics just kills everything. It's very
Not my
cool.
first.
Yeah, they put that
Oh, yeah.
together really well.
Oh yeah, real quickly, thanks in chat to Jupin and Atomic. We forgot that Canals also uses a vending machine too.
Oh,
but I forgot about that.
yeah, but I don't use that in the run. But yeah.
I believe Godstreak is
yeah.
the only vending machine strat that we
I missed
use
it.
in the
Yep. This is Barrage. This is honestly, I'm not a big fan of this stage, but that's because I played it in demo and didn't like it that much. But this stage, honestly, nowadays is really fire. There's a lot of just shooting Purify boost and getting speed boost off from far away.
Yeah, shoutouts to Cooper, current world record holder, who I have the. I'm gonna use this actually.
Yeah, good idea.
Good choice.
That was terrifying.
Cool. Bomb, please. Thank you.
You're fine.
No scoped it.
This game is this chapter is hard. Like, make one minor mistake or miscalculation, and the entire you just need to be on just immediately just figure out what to do differently.
Especially on this
This is
level.
a stage. This stage is my personal favorite in the game. It is absolutely awesome. It is basically just everything, in my opinion, the peak of Neon White, just because of you do literally everything. You just get so much speed. You get to keep so much speed the entire time.
And this is where you can see the real speed of ringer boosts, especially with that ringer. I believe we know that
They should
we
try
walk at
making some
18,
hard ones.
basically.
Yep.
And water's 30-ish. I've seen somebody without discards get over 100 speed just because of those because of those ringers.
And to give you an idea, the peak in Godspeed, I think is 100 as well.
I believe it's 120.
So
Could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I don't exactly remember the exact specifics, but it is people have gotten close to the actual speed of the Godspeed's dash just from that right there. And yeah, shout out to Kanori in chat for bringing up the fact that Estate actually won Community's favorite level of the year in 2024. It is a very well-liked
Very
stage.
deserving.
This is Ricochet. This is a very funny stage depending on the route you do. In Rush, we don't do anything too crazy, but in ILs, this stage has, what, 8 or 9 frame perfect inputs?
I believe it's 7 or 8. There's 7 or 8 frame perfect kills on these shockers, just to be able to finish the stage and basically skip that entire first half that you saw.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'm not gonna try to explain it right now
No
because it's
scoped it.
way too
It's not outside the
complicated
scope of
to
this.
try, but it is very
Very silly.
something.
It's outside the scope this run. This is Fortress. I love this stage. You see, we're just extending a fortress. There's some tripwires attached to the very top of the stage, and we're gonna shoot that early just so we could get to the get to the exit quickly as possible. This is another just absolutely disgusting IL run.
Oh, I didn't need to use that.
Oh, scared.
I used
You're
it
fine.
on
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, so what we do is we just shoot the balloons from the very top of the stage down into that. We just shoot down.
That is chapter 9. We talked to
Yep.
Violet a little bit because she was hanging out with us. She just stabbed us. She took the page that we got, that I can explain in a moment. And that's chapter 9.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna do a little story dump as to what happened. So we fought Green at Clock Tower, right? And then we kept going. We met him back in chapter 7. He told us that he basically told us that we were never gonna beat him in anything because it's green. At the end of chapter 8, when we were talking about that dome that we that we knocked on, in that cutscene, Red found a page that was just kind of floating around. It was like a warm page, kind of gold, and when you point it in a certain direction, it lights up. So when they followed that page and kind of where it lit up, and that has led us here to Holy Ground, or the Third Temple. That temple in the back is the Third Temple. And you'll see in this next cutscene that plays that the page is actually a part of the Book of Life. The Book of Life is held in this temple, and has been sealed away until the person with the right heart comes to collect it.
It's a lot of blood.
That is a lot of blood. Don't worry about it.
should try
It's
and
probably
make it
fine.
some
Also, I can explain Third Temple if you'd like what, because this is a lot.
We have a little bit to go anyway.
Yeah.
Cutscenes.
So the hand here, it opens because white is here. This is a hand of God. One of the two. And he is holding the Book of Life, which in that cutscene it's still closed because, sure. Yeah, Violet's dead. Bye, Violet.
Bye, Violet.
So, yeah. Now we're fighting green again in Third Temple to get the Book of Life, and this is a very intensive stage.
Remember how I said Chapter 9 was the hardest chapter in the run? This right here is by far the hardest stage in the run. That's because of everything you have to do. What you have to do is, similar to Clock Tower, you have to damage green in between these phases, but you have so many more setups you can do. This is very hard. You just have to line yourself up in multiple different ways. You're gonna have to shoot him when he's moving. Sometimes you have to line up rocket shots. Like right there, for example, you have to line up a fireball shot to shoot it at the exact time you break the crystal so you can shoot it before he moves. This is just a very intense stage and an absolutely just banger of a stage.
Hey, you got help. Good job.
Yeah, congrats on getting health.
Thank you.
This right here is air shot and air swap, where you have to time rockets in the air, and those are both very hard to hit. Congrats on hitting one of them. That is so hard to get any level of consistency.
Oh, that's so sad.
And then that's the end of oh no.
One health.
And that's the end of
so-
Third Temple.
Yeah.
So for reference, this fight normally takes around 3.5 minutes.
No-scoped it.
We did it in 1 minute, 1 minute and
Wow.
half a second.
Yeah,
Absolutely insane.
and that time, maybe not that time, but that skip along with Clock Tower, are both intended by the devs, because there's achievements in the game tied to beating green in Third Temple and Clock Tower early.
The other thing
You got
about that too, though, is the Third Temple developed the death to metal time is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So we go nearly a minute and a half. We go over a minute and a half faster than the dev metal time on that stage. Also, hey guys, the show's name is called Crosshair. So there's a lot about aiming and stuff. You know, a lot of FPS games. Here is just pure aiming in its finest. This is the Book of Life. The Book of Life. If you right-click it, also Mikey's here.
Hi, Mikey.
Yeah, I forgot about that. If you right-click it on an enemy from in a very far range, you can instantly teleport to that enemy and it instantly kills them. You do not need to kill every single demon on this stage. You just need to teleport everywhere. So this leads to a lot of really crazy strats where you're able to just shoot teleport to enemies really, really, really far away. And you're also able to sometimes do stuff through walls, because this game has really funny collision. Like right there, for example, you just teleport through the... Basically, looks like you just teleport through the wall. This chapter is a treat to watch, and I love it. That was insane.
Really
What?
Thank you.
Yeah, so why did we just start teleporting everywhere? Basically, at the end of Third Temple, Violet, who was not dead for a little bit, she put a bomb in the Book of Life and then blew it up.
They should try making some hard ones.
And so there are pages all over the place. And so when we go and talk back to Mikey to get our new mission, he hands us a page of that Book of Life, and we can now use it to teleport around. What we're doing is just basically going and collecting all of the pieces that have been scattered around to try and put the Book of Life back together.
Yep. So your switch. This entire stage, it's upside down. We inverse the laws of gravity. I don't know why, it's never explained, but we just go invisible. Right there, you fireball down, very close to the death zone at the very bottom. To access that part faster. Another thing you're gonna see too is we're just gonna sometimes teleport through tripwires.
They should try
The
making
reason
some hard ones.
I'm not sure if there's a... Is there an official explanation for that? Because I think I've heard different things.
Essentially, the tripwires are far enough away, and if you do it at the right angle, of course, you just teleport through them. Essentially, it's on one frame. So teleporting always takes the same amount of time. So if you teleport from a really far distance or you teleport right next to them, it will be the exact same time, which means that you are in less places if you teleport from farther away. Essentially, that means that if you teleport far enough away through tripwires, on one frame you're on one side of the tripwires, on the next frame you're past the tripwires, boom, you don't get hit.
Yep.
Something that Bree is doing right here is called insight aiming. She just teleported to a tripwire that was way behind her. I'm not going to explain that all that much. Basically, if you have a controller input while looking at something, then you get the insight aiming that controllers have, which is basically aim assist, and then you can teleport back as soon as you pick up specifically the Book of Life. You can teleport to that enemy that you clicked.
No scoped it.
Shout out Sequence to this stage has had some of the craziest records in history, from Dolphin getting the first sub 8 to Kanori's current, like, basically near perfect run. And this is Marathon. This is the this is supposed to be the final stage in the game and the longest non-boss fight stage. We're supposed to go all the way through, and we're supposed to... However, we're teleporting to tripwires that are supposed to kill us. We're just avoiding them by flicking our mouse in certain directions and holding specific directions.
So she finished that in 13 seconds. The red medal, I believe, is something along the lines of 2 minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah, roughly around a minute 30. Yeah.
So
Very
what
fast.
Mikey just explained there, he just pulled out his crayons and he explained what we need to do. Right now, to sum it all up, believers in the main hub, they've kind of taken over heaven, overthrown God, you know, all that good stuff. They have the Book of Death, which, if you write in it, sends people to death. And then we just collected the Book of Life. If you write it, it brings people to heaven. And now all we need left is the Inkhorn in order to write in those books. To get the Inkhorn, it's being held by God's other hand, which is outside the dome that we met, or that we kind of tapped on in Chapter 8. And to get that, you basically have to explode it. If you take off a mask, you blow up. That's what Red is doing.
So what happened there?
So
Sorry
what
to interrupt
happened
the board.
there?
Okay, basically, you get to shoot. Basically, for some reason, there's just a way to end the stage if you just shoot. It's left in there. We have no idea why it's there. They're able just to shoot really far away, and they're just able to beat the entire stage. Very loud, by the way. There are a lot of cutscenes, so the game didn't properly like take your audio into account. So these are loud. Fair warning.
This is the
There will also be a very loud cutscene after this level is over. Just as a warning.
I will warn you ahead of time. I will warn you ahead of time before. Just make sure you turn the stream down for a second.
Yeah, it's.
But for now, it's fine.
All right, we're in the last stage of the game. Welcome to Absolution.
The final boss.
We
This
are
is
fighting
really fun.
with the Book of Life and everything else. This is the final thing. You know, it's a hard level because it's supposed to be. So some people might think that, oh, Absolution, it's a victory lap. Not even a little bit.
It is very hard.
There have been a ton of runs that, I mean, me personally, I have died a lot in this level with good paces. So this is not
Everyone
easy.
has.
Yeah, this is not easy. Please making it
I
work.
had... Yeah. As someone I can say, as who has granted the stage for record for a while, and was able to save like 5 seconds off record a while ago, this stage is hard. It's so difficult. It's so easy just as a bunch of time and just make one simple mistake and then the run's over.
Nice. So that's the only real skip that you can do. There are supposed to be crystals up here that you slash and go get that.
I can't believe you went for that.
That's Psycho Coyote. That is psychotic.
Scary to do wonders.
That's
GG.
the last
I'll turn
level
on stream, by the way. Turn on audio. Turn on audio.
This is really
There is going to be.
Next cutscene.
Yep.
Yeah, but that is the last level in the game. We have a few more buttons to press and a couple more cutscenes to watch just before things end.
You can turn the stream back up now.
Yeah, it's all good now.
So, yeah, just a little bit more. And now we have the Inkhorn, we have the Book of Life, we have the Book of Death, and we write Green's name into the Book of Death, and he is dead. One more cutscene.
Sub
Right after
49?
this finishes,
No!
and it's time.
Oh no! Close. GG.
GG's. Very good. Very
Thank
good
you.
run.
Yeah, that was very good. That was
So-
past the record.
For reference of how good this run is, world record is also held by Bree at 48:26. She was less than 40 seconds away
That's
from
really
record this
good.
one.
Yeah, that
Good
was an
job.
extremely good run.
Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Well done.
GG.
Bree, did you have any shout outs that you wanted to give or any plugs that you wanted to tell chat about before we wrap things up here?
Well, of course, I'd like to shout out the race that I'm going to be doing again on Sunday at 1 EST, 1 ET,
1
EDT.
1
I'm not sure the
PM
time zone.
EDT, yeah.
Yeah, 1 EDT. So that's 6 p.m. GMT because we have daylight savings on that day. Please come check that out. It's going to be so much fun between myself, Pods, and Marissa. Marissa's currently chasing world record. There's so many people doing really cool stuff with White 7 Rush at the moment, up the top of the leaderboard. Shoutouts to the Neon White community. Shoutouts to all the crew in the Lavarus Lounge. All of the resources that has made this game really fun to play. Yeah, I have almost 2,000 hours. I just love this game so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
This game's great.
Idle Wet, you have any shoutouts?
I just kind of want to shout out the communities. I've been playing the game off and on since like literally day one of the demo back in early 2022, and even though I still don't play the game as much anymore, everyone's still really friendly and inviting and is always willing to like just hang out with me. It's a fun community. It's a great time. Make sure you guys hang out. I talked a lot about certain IL records. You should go check those out as well. The game is absolutely awesome and the community is really friendly and inviting. So if you have any questions, people will be more than willing to answer, help you get into the game. Yeah, I just kind of want to shout out the whole community. And real quickly too, as Bree mentioned, for full game runners, I want to kind of give a list off of some of the big people kind of going for sub 30 right now are Jupin, Nibiru, Fufa, and there's probably others I can't think of off the top of my head right now. Oh yeah, Marissa as well. Yeah. Marissa as well. Everyone's going. A lot of people are grinding full game. That was a great time to watch it, to join the community and start watching runs. Mm-hmm. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you to the three of you for showing this off, for talking things through. I feel like I blinked and that run was over. It went so fast. It was super fun to watch. I was like, when I was putting together the idea for the show, I was like, we need a run that takes place in heaven. Oh my God, Neon White. And then it all just kind of fell together. So thank you so much for agreeing to be on the show. It was a lot of fun. Folks, we are going to take a quick break. We are going to just take a moment to hydrate, stretch legs, get a snack, do whatever you got to do. And when we come back, we're going from heaven to hell. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Crosshair here on the GDQ Hotfix. We just watched a very awesome run from Bree 12 AM of Neon White. And we're going to continue the theme of the new Divine Comedy with going from heaven to hell, because we've got King Joe here with Hell of an Office. Joey, take it away.
Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hell of an Office. As we said, we went from heaven to hell. There's Satan. He's looking right down at us with our stapler. This is a really sick game. It's actually really fitting that this went after Neon White. It's very similar to it, except it has like the aesthetic of Doom, kind of. And it's very fast-paced, very cool, very underrated. This recently came out in 2024, so I'm excited to show off any percent. I also have my two friends here commentating. If you guys would like to introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Steve TV Online, and I'm excited for a hell of a run.
It's one hell of a run, for sure.
And I am CMM. Hi, I'm Clay. I'm here to this, well, whatever this is.
You're here to this, yeah.
Yeah, whatever this is.
It is one hell of a run, and we're going to make this joke a hell of a lot of times, so strap in.
Yeah.
So I really want to quickly apologize, because we're on Crosshair, which is all about bullets. Technically, we're not using bullets, but don't tell anyone that. We're using staples. And also, we have wonderful skins in this game, and I'm going to use a banana, because I'm based. So, but yeah, with that being said, there's 100 levels in this game, 10 chapters. There's any percent, and then there's Hell Rush, which is kind of like the White Rush category in Neon White. But we're doing any percent today, so we get to see all that the game has to offer, including the prologue, epilogue, and all the walking section, so it's paced really well. So, with that being said, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right, are you guys ready to hear me destroy my keyboard?
I've been hearing you destroy your keyboard while you do this on stream, so I'm ready for this.
So, yes, there's a lot of text in this game, and the way to skip through this text as fast as possible is by spamming click and also space at the same time, and also in a rhythm. So, I don't know if it's going to pick up on stream, because who knows if my mic's going to pick it up. It definitely picks up in Discord. So...
Yeah.
But yeah.
So if you can hear it, if some good clicking ASMR, if you're into that, I guess.
If you're into that. So basically the story of this game, the lore, is that we signed our soul away to the devil. You know, as you do. It's just a typical day in the office. And and now we have to work our way up the chain of command in our office job to get our soul back. And then we have to fight the devil at the very end. So yeah, it's definitely hell. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, there's nothing more hellish than a cubicle, so...
Very true. Speaking of which, there they are. We're gonna go grab our stapler here. It doesn't look like a banana right now, but it will later. Now, I do want to mention, so there's 2 different sections of this game. There's the actual levels, and then there's these intermission sections, which is basically just going around doing tasks to progress the story. And that's why I actually like any %, because you get a time to breathe. Which you don't get that in Hell Rush. Alright, so, this is the game.
Yeah, so there...
Wow, the whole game's over already.
Wow, we did it.
Job.
So that's 1 level. Alright, we're gonna do a really we're gonna do a really cool skip here. Ooh, and I nailed it first try. Nice. By using a vending machine to get a lot of height. So you may be looking and being like, wait, you said this game was really fast paced. Where's the fast pace? That looked kind of, you know, you had a dash and stuff like that, but it wasn't anything too quick. Now we're getting our staples for our stapler, and this is where the game really picks up, and we're going to start doing a bunch of skips, and levels are going to be over in like 5 seconds. And I'm just going to tell you right now, right as we enter this next portal to go to the next level, don't blink. Just don't blink, because it's going to be a little crazy here.
So one of the things you're gonna see Joey do is he's going to, if you see him look down, he's gonna be doing rockets, like rocketing into the sky to potentially skip multiple levels.
Like there's stuff like right here, we can bounce off the wall and then go up like this, and just like that level's like 2 seconds long.
Nice.
Yeah,
so,
all of the like background geometry and stuff all has collision, so it's all fair game as you're proceeding through the stage.
Yeah, and the main thing about this game is chaining momentum, which you're going to see us doing dashes, and like we said, whenever we use our stapler to cause explosions, that's called a rocket. And we also have what's called a rocket dash, where if you see me look down at the very start, what I do to get a lot of speed in this game at the very beginning is by dashing and shooting at the same time. And that basically propels me really very fast forward. Also, you can walk through doors, don't worry about that.
Yeah, if this game is essentially, if you enjoy rocket jumping and stuff like Doom or Quake, this is just a game about that.
Oh, yeah. And this category is ran in RTA, by the way. Hell Rush actually has a load remover that was made for it, because there was a bounty on Speedrun.com recently. But we don't have that for any %, unfortunately, right now. Also, very hard skip here that I'm going to do. Oh, okay, let's try that again. Thankfully, there's a quick restart option. You're going to see that a few times.
Yo, pot skip.
There we go, nice.
And only a few times we're hoping.
Only a few times, yeah.
Only a few times.
This game is also very optimized. If you can't tell by, you know, how fast the levels are and stuff like that, like, it's hard to get a PB in this game.
I enjoy that we're blasting hell with potassium right now.
Yeah, I know, right? It's good for you. It's gonna get us out of hell.
Staples in there.
I would like
if you eat a lot of bananas, you won't go to hell.
I was going to point out that Joey's over here going, oh, it's really hard to get a PB in this game. This dude for the last like week and a half has been posting PBs in the Hotfix server. Like every other
I posted
day.
one.
It's really hard to get a PB. Okay, Joey. Okay.
I posted one. There was one
that posted a couple.
There was one that choked. Okay.
Yeah, diva.
I'm trying not to flex. I'm not even the best at this game.
So what you're saying is a banana a day keeps Satan away?
Yeah, anyhow, with that being said, so we're posting propaganda, That's why we're in hell. So
Yeah.
moving
Seems like a
on.
hellish activity.
It is a very hellish activity for sure. So that was the first world. Now we move on to what Clay has called the Marlboro world.
Oh yeah, Marlboro.
no,
lots-
yeah.
Where we see
my God.
some cigarettes here.
They might be camels. I don't know. I think camels probably belong in hell. Yeah. So you
Yeah,
have this new power now.
Yeah, I was just about to do that.
Well,
Yeah, you can. If you shoot at the paper, it just burns through it. And
Yeah.
it's basically like a portal, I guess. But
Yeah.
you don't. Yeah. Well,
It's a
right
hole.
now, yeah, it's a hole.
It's a hole. It's not a portal. It's a portal from one side to the other. That's crazy.
Yeah. AKA a hole.
now we're thinking with
AKA, we're thinking with holes. We're
Thinking with
thinking
holes,
with-
right?
Yeah, thinking
Yeah.
of holes.
So chapter 1 was interesting because we had 3 intermission sections. Now we're gonna have an intermission section at the beginning of each chapter and then the middle of each chapter. So the first chapter you have more just because they have to like get you acquainted with the lore and stuff like that and give you your upgrades. Also, by the way, that was Closeheimer, the unknown brother of Oppenheimer.
Oh my
and he told us
God,
to go
I get
find.
it.
And he told us to go find someone who hates platypuses. So we just talked to Dr. Doof over there. And he said to let our intrusive thoughts in and cause a distraction. So we did. Also, How to Start a Cult for Dummies. Nice book. My favorite. Excuse me. Open up. Thank you. If you're too close to that, sometimes it just doesn't work. Also, there's our stapler. Once again, the banana got taken away from it. It'll be back next time. And here's Mr. Stapley, our supervisor, standing behind that very conveniently shaped cardboard. And this is what I like to call a text matching check to see if you're good at text matching, and thankfully I am today. Very nice. That was clean.
Well done.
Alright. It's hard to text match in this game. I know it may look easy, but it's rough, and it hurts your hands.
Yeah, because he's hitting the spacebar and the left mouse button like in like a rhythmic kind of motion in order to go faster.
Yeah.
Not just
Also, when we say everything has collision in this game, we do mean everything. We're gonna go off this printer here.
Yeah. Printers are also the worst type of office appliance.
Agreed.
Yeah. I agree.
The
Also,
printer is
this is highlighter skip. Everybody say hi to the lighter. Highlighter.
Highlighter.
not a highlighter.
Everybody say bye to the lighter. Bye lighter.
Bye, lighter.
There's the lighter.
lighter.
We don't get.
Goodbye, Dick.
We're not gonna see lighter anymore. What a
No, unfortunately.
what a drag.
I'm sorry. Oh my god, I get it. I get it. It's not the last joke we'll hear in this game either.
That's one hell of a joke.
That is god dang it.
I wasn't gonna say it, but you did
You
instead.
held back for once in your life. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, I know.
We did this on another hotfix like 2 months ago on Perilous Pass, and I had illegally Sam and Clay for that. And I think you said that joke like at least 20 times. It was insane.
Yeah.
Not enough time.
But that's well too. Not enough, yeah, very true.
It's not really a joke at the point, it's just dialogue.
But yeah, that was chapter 2. That was Stress Lobby. That shows you that some levels are going to be really quick. Like, we just go up something in the background right away and then just immediately go to the end. So here we're, instead of human resources, we're going to inhuman resources.
Well done.
Which is actually human resources.
Yeah. Shouts to Brenda, the dead woman.
Hi, Brenda.
She's actually
Yes.
she's actually the receptionist, which makes sense because I think every receptionist is kind of dead at their job. So,
Yeah, I'd be dead on the inside.
so right here we have to get a pass to go through that gate. So we're gonna go gambling. Let's go gambling.
Yay!
Yeah, and just like that, we won. See, everybody, gambling works. You should go gamble right now, and you'll win. Shout out to
This is not financial
HEDQ.
advice.
Shout out to HEDQ, where I went gambling for the first time, and I did come out like 200% of what I went in with.
Well
So
done.
So you came out with $10?
I went in with like $20, and I left with like 60. So we're good.
Well, that's 3 times.
Yeah,
there you go.
that's 3 times.
I can math. Anyhow, moving on. So there we go. We fixed the internet by ruining the party that was going on downstairs, and now we go back up the elevator and head to what Clay likes to call where the game becomes Sonic. So
I mean, this entire game is Sonic, so...
No, it's really Sonic with bananas.
See, there's dash rings.
Nice.
True. I mean, I can't deny that. That's the only thing I can agree with.
Yeah. There's more later. Don't worry
Like,
about
I
it.
say I'm not a Sonic runner, but I run this game, so I mean, honestly, I'm a Sonic
True.
runner. Alright, so now we have some cool skips here in this world. We have one coming up here. We're just gonna go up these pillars. And there we go.
I hope you don't call that pillar skip.
Oh my god, do not start with... so
I hold
no
you
one...
personally responsible.
No one names any skips in this game, so when I showed this off the last time I showed this on Hotfix, I just called stuff blank skip. Basically, whatever I went off of in the background, and I got made fun of a lot for that, so that was fun. Excuse me, can I get up,
Whoa.
please? It's okay, thankfully you can always save yourself in this game.
Wow, I'm a big fan.
I get it, because there's fans. Alright, so right here we're going to talk to this guy, the custodian, and he's going to tell us that there's this line of people, and this guy's crying, and he's like holding up the line, so we're going to give him the nice push he needs. There we go, and he's done.
Yeah, you just needed a...
That's the motivation he needs.
Sometimes we all need a lift, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, moving back onto levels again. Back to the fast-paced movement.
Yeah, whiteboard markers and box cutters.
Those are also bullets.
Let's
Yes.
see.
No, they're not bullets, but they're just things that make me think of cringy office situations.
It's my show, so they are bullets as far as I'm concerned.
That's
Fair.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Everything's a bullet.
Next episode, I'm going to start by saying whiteboard markers and shotgun shells.
Alright, right here we're gonna do arch skip, and don't make fun of me for it, because it's literally just jumping off an arch.
Really? I wonder where you got that name from.
This is why I don't name skips in speedrunning scenes, okay?
I mean, the people who do don't name them any better, so...
That is true.
That's a
Well, I'm
universal
the
truth.
only one who's like submitting this game to events, okay? Like, I'm the
We
only one
can
who
come
has
up with
to.
some names.
I'm the only one that has to worry about this. Alright, here's the last level of this world. We're gonna go over here, do a nice little dash there. Nice. Alright, and there we go.
Well done.
I will take that. Alright, so
Super
now
Sonic.
Now we're so true. Now we're moving on to toxic conferences, and I don't know what this game's talking about. Every single conference that I've been to has been pretty toxic. So
Yeah.
here's Matthew.
They're on
Hi Matthew. Bye Matthew.
Toxic.
You know, I bet
conferences.
those markers.
What's that?
All right, who's ready for my favorite guy in this game? This is Door Guy.
How do you know which store to go into?
I don't. Oh, hey, that was the right one.
Oh wow, cool.
It's always the same one. Also, this is the most amount of text matching I have to do in one text, and that was very slow.
Yeah, look
But that's
past
okay.
me.
It looks fast, and that's all that matters. So it was very fast, it was perfect, and no one's ever going to be able to do better. Hi, I'm King J. I'm good at video games. Anyhow, moving on. So we decided to get out of that boring lecture that we were in, and so instead we go to the sewage plant, because that's what you do. And we also vented, which is a shout out to that hit India game. Fall Guys. Anyhow, moving on.
Hey, look, it's actual portals.
Yeah, actual portals now. Crazy. Oh, I got an ILPV there. Nice.
Well done.
I enjoy the 90s PC speakers.
Yeah, that is true. That is what's in here.
And also Broken Bones.
Also, so I stream this game at a very low frame rate. Usually I stream at like 720, 1080. For some reason, this chapter destroys my computer. So I can't stream it at like high quality, unfortunately. It's the only chapter too. Also, here's a nice pencil skip. I wonder why I called it that.
Why ever would you call it that?
Could be like lead skip. It could be like graphite.
If you
Also,
if you want anybody to like name some of these skips for you, you could probably get some hell with that.
Anyways. Oh, so shout out to this intermission section here. Yesterday I was having a lot of issues with this section, and we found out it was because of the new Discord overlay that recently got updated. So shout out to Discord for literally ruining this speedrun until I turned it off, and now it's back to normal again. It was like dropping and lagging, dropping a lot of frames and lagging a lot, so thankfully it's now fixed.
Oh, and yeah, something Joey just did there. Normally you're supposed to go through another section. Instead, you can just walk into the toxic waste there.
Yeah, you're supposed to like take a tie off of like a wheel, but instead you can just go up to the blockade and just like take it down like that, which we didn't know for a while, and that was like just a random 3-second time save someone found for any percent. So thank you to that person, whoever found it. I don't remember who. It obviously wasn't important enough for me to remember.
What a shout out! Shout out to whoever did that. Whatever your name is.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to the guy who runs this game. You know who you are. Anybody who runs this game now is like, oh my god, he meant me. No, so in all seriousness, because there's not too much going on in this world, I do want to quickly shout out the entire community. This game is a huge IL scene. You're seeing at the end of each level, there is a IL leaderboard. People grind out these times. And it's actually insane, the dedication that some people have to this game. And then not only that, this game is very much built for speedrunning, because you can see at the top, I got gold there. We have these medals that you can get. There's bronze, silver, gold, and then diamond. And it's just really fun going for all the diamond ranks and seeing if you can improve all of your IL times. So if this game looks any amount of interesting to you, I highly suggest it. But we are at the end of World 4 here. We have a nice little skip over here.
I was noticing all those spiral notepads.
Oh, whoops. That sucks.
Those, you know when you like try to rip the perforated edge and it completely fails and you just chop whatever paper you have in half?
Done that.
That's
oh,
why those
no.
are hell.
There we go. Okay, I messed it up once, but that's okay. That's like the hardest skip in this world. Alright, so now we're going...
Oh, this is
going to... Yeah, it's really cool. Get it? Because we're in Canada. Anyhow, there's the penguins. Shout out to GDQ, where I started a Canadian donation train. All because I'm the first and only time that will ever happen. Apparently, we broke donations with that. The person who was on donations came up to me the next day, and they were like, "I hope you know the amount of Canadians that donated was crazy." So we're gonna get our next power up here, which is the necktie, which is gonna kind of work like a grappling hook. And I can't unsee this. Thank you to Clay for telling me that this looks like a tongue whenever we use it.
Dare to disagree.
I don't. It really does. Like, you're gonna see it
like
here.
Like chameleon twists.
You kind of see it, right?
Bleh, bleh.
Bleh, bleh, bleh. And then we have a nice skip here. We're gonna go turn around right at the beginning, go over here. There we go. A lot of the skips in this game...
Is that icicle skip?
Shush. No, it's this one.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna go up here. This is a very hard one, actually, because we need to get just enough height. Oh, okay, good.
Well done.
Whew. That's a very tight one. It's very easy to miss the... to not be high enough to grapple. Now, Dane, I need you to do me a favor. Give me a number from 1 to 10.
4.
4? Alright, so there is a penguin that we can pet in the next section, and we're gonna pet him 4 times. Where am I going? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yay.
Good save.
All according to plan.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Alright, let's pet this penguin 4 times. Where is he? He's right here. Look at him. Alright, 1, 2,
You can pet the penguin.
3, and 4. There we go. Nice little pets there. And then we're gonna take our coffee like a normal Canadian would.
Is it Tim Hortons?
Yeah, it's Timmy's for sure. It's definitely a double-double.
Yeah, Tim Hortons.
Alright, so this right here is a really cool start. We're just gonna get a lot of speed right there and skip that grapple hook. One of the quickest levels right there. But yeah, while we finish this chapter, if you have anything you want to read off, you can go ahead and do that.
Absolutely, folks. What? While we're watching this extremely fast run through hell, be sure to join the GDQ Discord and add the hotfix role, where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff, and more. If you use !Discord in Twitch chat, you can get more info on that.
Sounds good. We're almost done this world. This world is like one of the fastest paced worlds because of the grapple hook. And you can definitely tell just by like how quick we're going. The other thing too is when we use our grapple hook, we dash before and after we use it, just because that's how we get a lot of speed and preserve a lot of our speed. Yeah, there we go.
Homing attack.
Yeah, kind of.
Just saying.
Yeah.
For no reason in particular.
Just saying.
For no reason in particular.
You're really breaking some new ground with that.
I know. I tried.
Alright, so Mr. Stapler here is like, hey, you need to go find your senior advisor. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's go find our senior advisor. And so we need to become the senior advisor.
Oh,
So
I see where this is going.
Look, if he has an accident, surely it's not my fault, right?
You're not
so pull the lever, Gronk. Wrong lever.
The Wilhelm scream.
Yeah. And hey, now we're the senior advisor. Look at that! Hey, yay! Awesome. That's great.
It's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
That is true. So now we get introduced to basically the mechanic of if you touch anything pink, you die.
Yeah.
Just like the real office.
I was gonna say just like real life.
Yeah.
And also, I think you said, Clay, this is like one of your favorite things, that we're gonna have protractors that we have to dodge coming up here.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I still don't really get this one.
No one does, don't worry.
I don't really understand why they're...
Here they are, there's the protractors.
Well, those are
Let's go.
fun, yeah.
The deadly
other ones that I think
protractors.
are weird.
Shout out to
Yo,
protractors.
shout out to math.
They definitely caused me issues in math class, so they definitely belong in hell.
Also, shoutouts to climbing a hotel with a stapler. Please do not try this at home.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the Hilton?
Yeah, this is Hilton
for
skip
GDQ?
for SGDQ.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Yeah, it's these things I don't understand.
Oh, these
Are they
things,
like
yeah.
drones, steering wheels,
I
propellers?
think they're just wheels, yeah. The wheels on
Wheels.
the wheels in the office go round and round.
Yeah, that's true.
Are they really annoying?
They are wheelie.
You're making more of these jokes than we are. For someone who said, "Oh God," when we made the joke.
It's my show. I'm the one that makes the bad jokes around here.
Ah, gotcha.
Ooh, we're
Also,
going
shout
down.
out to the one time we go down the elevator. Ooh. Scandalous.
That button does work.
Dante's confused.
All right. All right. This is a really cool string of levels here, where we get to do a couple skips. One right there. We have one coming up here where we just go off the scaffold, which is really sick. Right up here.
Oh, is it Donkey Kong skip? DK skip?
Yeah, it's Spike Vegeta skip.
Oh my god.
And then we have one more here where, you know, we could go throughout this level like, they want us to, but we can also just, like, climb this mountain and then go over here. I love the skips in this game. They're so flashy. Alright, and this one doesn't have a skip, so we're just gonna, go fast. It's almost like we're speedrunning.
What a concept.
I went very slow there. We're good. Alright. I didn't follow my own advice.
A lot of jagged pencils trying to take us out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't like writing, so I would also avoid these pencils if I could.
It's like when you reach into the, what do you call it, like the pen, what do they call it? A pen, not a pen box.
A
Oh
pencil
my God,
holder?
My words. There you go.
The
Reach
pen
into the pencil
box.
holder and get stabbed like 20 times.
No, I'm gonna call it a pen box from now on, honestly.
It's a pen. Listen, I have one on my desk that's actually a Donkey Kong barrel, so
All right.
it all...
So welcome to Work from Hell, which honestly, I think working from anywhere is hell, so, we're good.
Yeah.
Also, shoutouts to this character that we're gonna have coming up. Clay, would you like to talk about this character? He might be one of your
Oh,
favorite
my
characters. Yeah.
He's probably one of my favorites.
What's
Yeah,
it?
Jay. It's definitely Jay.
Definitely Cheryl. No.
Shoutouts to Cheryl.
Obviously, we're talking about the person who is always in hell, Dr. Phil.
True.
God.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to once again when I did this on Hotfix a few months ago, and Clay sparked a controversy in chat by saying that Dr. Phil definitely deserves to go to hell, which I don't know, man. I don't know how to respond to that.
I stand by it.
Okay. Cool. So what they introduce here is these pillows, which kind of are like springs from Sonic.
Bounce pad.
Bounce pad. But the main thing is they conserve the speed that we go into them. So we actually want to like make sure we go into these pillows with a lot of speed because it's going to keep it for us. So we're going to make sure we dash into the pillows and stuff like that and keep our speed going into it.
And you didn't think it could get any faster.
Oh, just wait till the next world. The next world where I think, if you think this world, like, we're going fast now, wait till the next world's gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that was a really quick ending. Nice. Alright, so right here we're going to make a fast cycle by doing a boost at the beginning there. Very nice. Go down here. And also, I should mention, by the way, if I'm making this game look really easy, I want to reiterate that, like, this game is actually really hard the first time you play it. It's very challenging.
Yeah, I watched him play it for the first time when he was playing it for the first time, and
Well, that's right, you did.
yeah, there were some rage moments. only some.
There were some rage moments after I started running the game too, but we don't talk about that. Alright, so shoutouts to Speedrunning. Welcome to Club 666, your favorite talk show. Talk show over. Worst talk show ever. They barely talked.
That's pretty bad.
Wow.
Oprah.
They said like 5 sentences. That's it. Anyhow, so now we're just gonna go ahead and go along this wall here. This is how I go to work in the morning, actually.
Oh god.
Is by jumping along the rooftops.
Do you have a very flashy tie?
Yes, yeah, I use my tongue to go to work.
Is that how every Canadian gets to work?
Sure, let's go with that.
You are pretty tongue-tied, usually.
Okay. That's rude.
Hey, there was Sonic. I saw him on the high score.
Wait.
There's someone with a Sonic icon.
Shoutouts to the in-game leaderboards. There's some people with some really funny names on there. I remember Microsoft Excel was on there for a while. He doesn't play anymore, but he kind of fell off.
Wow.
I mean, PowerPoint's better, but, you know.
And
some people love spreadsheets, other people find spreadsheets to be a special kind of hell, so.
Very true. That's why they're down here.
Yeah.
Alright, and we're almost done with this world. This world, I think, is like one of the more, like, subtly difficult. Like, it doesn't look difficult, and you think it may not be, because, like, the game puts us on a direct path with these pillows, but there's a lot of tough skips to go for. And almost done.
Oh, one thing that we never mentioned, I don't think, this time around is it doesn't look like it, but the lava down below you is actually rising.
That is true, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's like kind of the main gimmick of the when you play this game casually. But if you're good at the game, you typically don't even realize.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we are into Cafeteria Gateway. I want to quickly shout out the fact that, look at the end of this message. Hey, you mentioned Steve! Steve mentioned?
Oh my god.
Steve mentioned.
Yo. That's crazy.
There's always, I was just about to say that there's always a Steve.
Man, if only I knew someone named Steve. Anyhow, moving on. So
Hey, it's the curse of the Steve.
Steven TV Online.
I always laugh because everybody says, you're like the first Steve I've ever met. I'm like, really? I know so many Steves, it's ridiculous.
I know 4.
That's
a
off the top
lie.
of my head.
I was gonna say.
You're literally the only one. Actually, no, there's like 3 off the top of my head I can think of. But like, until GDQ, I didn't really know. You were the only one I knew. Also, we did Indiana Jones. I can't believe the Indiana Jones game that came out in December of last year copied this game. That's actually crazy.
And that's wild.
Right, and there we go. Yeah, that's Steve. He praises the ice cream.
Oh no.
I mean,
that's actually true because it's my Achilles heel. Okay.
All right, so if you thought this game was fast, it's time to go really fast. These are soda streams, and here we go.
Whoa!
Whee!
Yeah,
Like we said, it just goes faster and faster. But yeah, this is like very jarring the first time you play it. Like it just like ramps up from like 0 to 100 here. We're gonna skip using them actually here by going like right over here.
Hey, pepper
Can't
skip.
help but notice that there's broccoli around, which is also fitting.
There's also peppers in the background as well.
Peppers are okay though. Broccoli,
Well, I'm one of the weirdos
Also-
that likes broccoli, so.
that's fair.
Actually, same, yeah.
But
Here's this really cool skip. We're gonna use this ice cream.
is it called ice cream skip?
It is. You know it, baby.
Oh my
You're catching on.
So well versed in this.
Wait, you
game.
should run this game.
So well versed.
We could use you on the team. So what's funny is I think Clay, you said you played this game at like a preview event or something like that. But you never played the whole
played
thing.
this at PAX East a few years ago. Yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh wow, look at that.
Oh my
ketchup.
god, crazy! Look,
If-
again, here's
if
the
it was-
thing: make fun of me all you want. At least it's not confusing.
If
At least
it
I don't.
was-
At least I'm not the Mario Galaxy community that names the skips the weirdest things you've ever heard.
Oh, their skip names aren't even the weirdest I've ever heard. Not even close.
They have a skip called HBO Max.
That's still not the weirdest skip name I've ever heard. I'll tell you after the run's over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I think I know which one you're gonna tell me. Actually, is it Deltarune?
Nope.
Okay, never mind. I think I was thinking of a different one.
Oh
Yeah, shout out to
Jump Gordon.
the Sonic speedrunner Gordon Ramsay.
Love Gordon Ramsay.
Hey, he does have a show.
That is true.
So-
I actually went to Hell's Kitchen at GDQ last year with Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, there you go.
It was not the correct one, but you know what I mean.
I-
Anyhow,
It wasn't
he's
the
cool.
right one.
I
Here's a skip here.
I went to Hell's Kitchen in Vegas when I was
Nice.
there.
All right, so
These soda streams look more like Pop Tarts to me.
yeah, you told me that before, and I don't really see it, man. I don't see the vision.
I see it.
I mean, yeah.
I
Thank
see
you.
it.
And it's his show, so he's right.
Yo, shoutouts to the guy who was ahead of me on that level called Super Big Cat. Big fan, huge fan.
Shoutouts to being right.
I like Big the Cat. Yeah,
Shoutouts to
right.
being right. This is like the most like correct level of chaos that I needed for this run. Thank you. Alright, and this is honestly one of the hardest levels to get Diamond on, by the way. That took a while for me to get it. That's the last level I actually got Diamond on. Which I did finally get all Diamonds in this game. It took a while. It took like 2 months of running this game and getting good at it. So yeah, it's
They
definitely a
just did
grind. for
Popsicle
sure.
skip.
Popsicles.
Cutlery skip.
Here's
also.
kebabs. Alright, there we go. We have this cool jump right here. Are you guys now? Do you guys like Ice Cream Skip? Because it's time for Ice Cream Skip
my
2. Oh baby!
Ice Cream Skip 2. Damn.
2.0.
That's crazy. It was so good that they had to do it again.
Frostier the second time.
Wow.
Alright.
Ice cream 2.
I guess you could say that I was giving you guys your just desserts. Anyhow, moving on to Executive Heaven. Just like all of the executives, they play golf and they're in heaven while we're stuck in hell.
Yeah. Look
So-
at rich people.
Also, Chester. Dude, Chester just sounds like the most snobby rich person name I've ever heard.
Yeah.
We apologize to any Chesters in chat, by the way.
Anybody named Chester, I
Not your
promise.
fault.
I promise. It's not your fault. You were just born that way. And so we're gonna talk to these guys. They, look a little bit like the devil. Huh? That's a weird coincidence. We're gonna talk to Skilling. It's cool. And he's gonna tell us, hey, we should go up to the roof party that they're having. So we're gonna join them, and now we're gonna go to the golf course. And we're gonna get introduced to wall runs here, which obviously, when you're rich, you get to wall run on money. But we're not gonna see that right now because I'm just gonna skip all the way to the end here. There we go.
Sonic wall runs.
This world
So I
looks
hear.
like neon white.
It really does,
does.
yeah. Now, so last world and the last 3 worlds in this game, which is like starting from the world we just finished. This is where I like to say that the game really becomes the intentional strat is lava. So yeah, there's a few levels we'll do the intentional way, like this level, but even then we still have some cool skips. Like we're gonna, I'm gonna die there first, but
Great
yeah.
skip.
Can I get the shot, please?
Apparently not.
There we go. But yeah, right here we have this skip where we just go up here. But then we have, obviously, big skips where we're going to do this, you know? Like, go over here. We're going to climb this giant golf club. Say it with me now.
Golf club skip.
Yeah! Let's do it!
Driver skip?
I actually missed that one, but it's okay.
Putter skip? I don't know what kind of club it is.
There we go. Cool, I'll take that. I actually lost like 20 seconds on this split already, but it's whatever. Because of those deaths. So my PB in this category, I actually PB'd like a few days ago by like 20 seconds, but my PB's a 41.29. I'm gonna try to get a 42 with this run. I think I can still do that. Also, shout out to Mickelson. This is apparently an actual, like, a reference to an actual golfer, which I never knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil
Yeah, I didn't know
Mickelson.
that. I was not aware of that.
What, you don't watch golf competitively?
No, I really don't.
My dad's favorite golfer.
Interesting.
My dad's favorite golfer.
Imagine having a favorite golfer. Anyways, moving on.
Well, what's even worse because I have a favorite.
I have a favorite speedrunner, and his name is
bowler.
King J0444. God, I love that guy. I should follow him on Twitch. Anyhow, moving on. Once again, the intended strat is lava, just like completely skipping everything in like half the levels. And there's another one right here where we're gonna go up this building here. Again, they made a mistake making every. Listen, they made a mistake giving everything. They really made a mistake giving everything collision. It was definitely a choice. Here's my favorite skip where you can just walk over to this side and go on this side of the wall instead of going on the side it wants you to go on. And go down here, and then we're just gonna run down the other side here, and then just go straight into the portal. That's a very easy skip that it's definitely dev intended. I think like every skip, I don't think I've found a single skip in this game that isn't like dev intended. So shouts to devs for being super like speedrunner friendly and like making sure to put like a bunch of different routes in their levels. It was really fun to discover the first time I played this game. And then we're gonna go this way. And we're almost done with this world, and we're on to the last world of the game. Alright, there we go. Oh my god, I thought the game froze. Okay, we're good.
That
was a little crazy. Okay. So, we got invited to the super fancy dinner here. So we gotta make sure we put on our best shoes, and these shoes are the stomping shoes. It's gonna give us one more power-up, which is to stomp and go down super quick.
Sweet.
Thanks for the shoes, Sebastian.
So here's Ernest that we're gonna have dinner with. You know, nice chicken dinner. Look at that. We're gonna take the leg because that's what you always should do when you have a chicken dinner.
Eating in hell. I don't know if I would trust any of the food.
That is true. Let's leave.
Oh,
let's leave because we had one goal in mind. Our goal is to get our soul back. So we're gonna go back and sneak out of dinner and go get our soul back. So get ready on time. It's definitely coming up here. And just kidding! Oh my god! What? Alright, so now it's time for the actual final
world left to go, man.
No, psych. Oh, whoops.
I can't believe the last world of hell is hell.
Yeah, it's crazy. Alright, so this is the final world. We have a new move that we have, the stomp move, where we can just stomp down using shifts, which is really cool that they add that in. So you have now the downward speed move that you can use.
Yeah, Sonic likes that move too.
I get it, the game's Sonic.
Also, shoutouts to our producer who hit the close call button when you pretended to call time just now.
Well, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. oh, okay, I thought you meant you hit time. That's great. Shouts to Tech. Alright, so we have a nice skip here. I also want to quickly give a shout out to my favorite skip name in this game, which is the final skip of the run that we're going to do, called Satanless. Shout out to Satan herself. Who I always hope that she's in my chat when I say that. It's like, okay, it's time for Satan skip.
Also one of our newest GDQ Hotfix showrunners.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I actually first time met first time I talked to her really like and became friends with her was at GDQ. So I'm very proud to see that she got her own Hotfix show.
Agreed.
Very awesome person. All right, and so in all seriousness, we are getting near to the end. We're on level 97. We do have. Oh, whoa, okay. Yeah, that was weird. At the end, we do have to go through the epilogue, which will take a little bit of time, and then we also have, you know, the final boss, which is going to take a minute by itself. So we still have a little bit of time, but yeah. But while we are doing this, I want to quickly shout out 3 key members of the Halloween Office speedrunning community. I want to shout out Chewbacca, who is like the really good IL runner and current world record holder of any %. Can I get this skip, please? I also want to shout out Gavin, who's also a really talented IL runner, and then also Zan, who kind of was like my competitor, going back and forth, trading PBs on this game. All right. So now we have the final level. This is by far the longest level we'll run. It's about a minute long, and it's a huge gauntlet, so let's do this.
I like the large tacky chandelier. Well, chandeliers. You never stand under those in a horror movie if you know it's good for you.
Yeah, the chandelier skip is actually pretty difficult.
Why is it called chandelier skip?
Yeah, why would you call it that?
Listen, I'm trying my best. It's hard to be the only North American runner of a game. Am I gonna make
Notice
that? Okay, I almost didn't make that. Ooh.
You didn't say Canadian, you just said North American.
Well, yeah, I'm...
I mean, you are, but...
What, you wanted to name it, not
Alright,
Chandelier
who's ready
Skip?
for Satan Skip? It's time to do it! And... Come on. Okay, nice, we got it, cool.
Hold on.
And so that's the boss done. That is the final boss defeated, and that nice sub-minute for that. So yeah, time is going to be in about like 40-ish seconds from now. So yeah, that was pretty much Hellbent Office. Again, we have a Discord if you want to like learn anything about this game. Again, it has a huge IL speedrunning scene. I'm also going to be submitting this to GDQ, and I really hope this game gets in because I think it needs more like notoriety. I think a lot, like if people knew about this game, it could be a really sick speed game, and have a really big community. So yeah, we just have to go through a little bit of text here, and then time is going to be when the credits start rolling. Honestly, not the worst run I've had. I will happily take that, especially because I have to talk and play at the same time, which is very difficult for this game, so yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
What is that?
In that Discord channel, can you make a channel for naming skips?
On that note, get ready on time, and... time.
GG.
Hey.
Nice.
Woo!
So that's a
GG.
42-50. I will still take getting a 42. I didn't think I was going to with how that last world went. But yeah, that was Hellbent Office. Like I said, we have any % as a category, but we also have Hell Rush. If you don't want to do any of like the intermission sections where you have to do like the story, talking to people and text mashing, it's literally just running through levels 1 to 100 and going in one straight shot. There's no downtime. But it's at least, you know, it's more faster paced if that's something you're looking for, just a string of ILs. But yeah, that's the game. If you liked me yapping and my stuff that I said, follow me on twitch.tv/KingJ0444. What about you guys? Where can I find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky. I'm just CMM1215 on there if you like unfunny jokes.
Well, I don't, so I won't.
Okay.
I'm Steve TV Online on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Blue Sky, yeah, everywhere. I've been doing a lot of speedrunning and learning just casual gaming recently, and I'm really close to that 400 on Twitch, so or the
Let's
400.
Awesome. Well, thank thank you three for coming on the show and showing this off. It tied into the theme really well, and it was awesome. It was a fast run. It sometimes I blinked and I missed what happened. So, very cool showcase. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
all of this.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick hydration break, get another stretch in before we jump into the last run of Crosshair for the evening. So go do what you got to do, and we'll be back here in just a bit. Welcome back to the final run here on Crosshair with our episode titled The New Divine Comedy. We saw a run that took place in heaven. We saw a run that took place in hell. And now we're going to see a run with a category that's literally called Heaven or Hell. And bringing us that run today is Asuka424 with Devil May Cry 3. Asuka, take it away.
Hi, everybody. So, you've probably seen a Devil May Cry speedrun, and DMC3's got some really cool speedruns. So, picture in your mind's eye what that looks like. Throw all of that out of the window, because this is going to be very much not like anything you've seen before. So this is Heaven or Hell. I have a fantastic commentator, an absolute goat of Devil May Cry, if he would like to introduce himself.
Hey, my name is DE Cosmic. You've probably heard me on a few Devil May Cry runs before. I primarily run DMC4 and DMC5, but I love DMC3 a lot. This game is sick, and I am happy to support Asuka today.
Yeah.
And we're definitely not going to show GDQ that it was totally not a mistake to put the three of us in another Discord call together. Certainly not a mistake
not
at all.
Not at all. So, yeah, the real concept about Heaven or Hell is, well, the enemies die in one hit, the bosses die in one hit, and there's one other character that also dies in one hit.
Dante.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Everything dies in one hit, but we are going to just go right ahead. New game, Dante, on gold, because I only hate myself slightly. We're going to get things started. I know I saw shirtless Dante, but I am a coatless Dante girl, so we're going to be going with that. And just getting things started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Yeah, so you'll find out very quickly what Heaven and Hell is going to look like. Allow me to demonstrate.
Oh, everything died really fast.
All around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
it did.
I mean, Cosmic, what do you usually have to do during this segment to kind of speed things up?
So at the start, you usually have to step to the left. Well, first you have to go and menu to the Royal Guard style, and then step to the left, and then do like a 3-frame trick to blow all of them up in like a second. But you're just shooting them ahead, and I've heard that guns, when it comes to killing demons, are particularly effective.
Yeah.
So yeah, now everything's dead.
Yeah.
So
that's,
it took like 21 seconds.
First mission's done.
Yeah, it was quite fast, I have to say.
This one actually requires a special setup that I'm pushing the controller against my hip because I'm waiting for a certain enemy to spawn on the left so I can skip a cutscene faster. Yeah, these first two missions, it's just me doing a lot of pew pew pew. Like, that enemy is the one I'm waiting for so I can hit the cutscene. That was a boss.
That was a boss. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was in fact the Grim Reaper. We killed Death, and now we're going to be moving on to
Chapter 2.
In Chapter 2, we killed Death. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it was a very, very challenging fight. But anyway, moving on to less challenging fights, and by that I mean we actually have to do some movement. I actually just realized, like, a day or two ago that I don't have to pick up the shotgun right here. I can just walk by it and it gravitates towards me.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. The game just does not let you
The
play
game,
without the shotgun.
the game throws the shotgun at you. We don't need it this run, but oh well.
That's nice.
You don't have to jump there, it's just I tend to die to those enemies if I don't jump.
Yeah, they all kind of just attack you like right at once. So it's nice to just get out of the dodge.
Yeah. So, with Heaven or Hell, since we're not really doing much comboing, I'm also not doing so much running right now. My rhythm is today. There are certain orb clusters that I'm going to grab because our orb economy is even crummier. But this boss is actually going to be on screen for like 2 seconds.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, 2 seconds as opposed to a second and a half. You know,
Yeah, well,
or
I had
a half a second.
I did have to break the ice, and there's actually a few bosses that you have to break shields. Like when you get to Navon, you have to break her bat shield and deal with that appropriately. So You got to see Cerberus for like 2 seconds. It's fine.
Yeah, you really iced that dog.
Nice.
It's perfect because memes. But yeah.
I should say too, by the way, so Asuka is using the Trickster style in this run, which is actually pretty different from the typical style that's used in Devil May Cry 3 runs. Typically, Devil May Cry 3 runs use a style called Royal Guard, which is based around like defense and countering. Trickster is a style completely based around movement. You get a dash and an air, like an air dash later on, as well as a teleport when you level it up. And fun fact, when this game was actually, like, it started in its earlier routing, a guy named Psycho Child, who did the first runs of this game, used Trickster style. Because, you know, people weren't good enough yet to use Royal Guard, basically. But they valued movement a lot, especially during the early routing days. So, and especially because they were playing on the American version of the game, which, for those that don't know, our normal was everybody else's hard. So having the evasiveness when you don't really have the chops to use Royal Guard yet, we didn't really see Royal Guard play like that yet. Trickster's pretty much just better until more stuff could be explored. So he was even completing the game in about like 2 hours or so with Trickster.
Nice.
On normal. Yeah, it's a solid run.
Dante,
all things considered.
Dante and
nice
running up
wall
walls.
jump.
That's right. Yeah, that'll happen a lot.
That was a good save. Yeah.
So this is actually the first room where I have to be very careful because there's going to be a bomb that appears right there. That would have killed me if I was a little too close to that enemy.
Yeah, those enemies are called Wrath. They just have a huge AoE explosion around them. See, now this boss right here, Gigapede, I'm okay with that thing dying in like a second.
This same.
Boss, I remember when this boss got routed out of the main run from a skip that got found. It's not really worth it here, just because of how fast you kill it. But like, usually I'm pretty sad when boss fights get routed out of these games. That boss specifically, I was like, great, love to see it. Moving on with our lives. We're saving a bunch of time not fighting this giant like worm.
Yep.
Like just a giant worm.
It's just not fun to fight,
so
or
much.
So the thing with that boss specifically I don't like is that it doesn't care if you're in the room or not. It's kind of RNG as to whether or not you're going to get like an optimal cycle
This
for
is
it.
Arkham.
I typically don't.
Oh.
That is a clown. Yeah.
I wasn't clowning around with him though, so it's okay. I almost went into the pit.
We didn't touch on, by the way, that she did pick up Stinger. And Stinger is just basically the dash that she can do with the sword here. And then you can actually cancel the recovery frames on Stinger slightly with just doing a regular slash.
Boots.
And then she can...
There we go.
Nice.
Well done.
Good stuff. See, I told you you weren't going to...
Right?
You had that. Yeah, you had that.
For some reason, I just was potatoing that jump down. Also, this is the part where I have to play it cool, because for some reason, if I start dashing in this hallway, the enemy that kind of bleeds out of the wall will show up early, and it's like, oh, well, this is a problem, because then I'm dead.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, this run is pretty cool because, like, a lot of the time save that comes, you know, from Devil May Cry runs is obviously combat, but this run kind of turns that dynamic on its head and really shows the game as, like, a platformer, essentially. I mean, I've memed before about Devil May Cry essentially being, like, Crash Bandicoot with guns and swords.
Funny thing about this thing.
Oh, there's a death right there.
Oh,
no.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
Wait, yes.
Anyway. That's something that other runs don't really have. The power of the Death Warp and the power of my inability to make a jump high. You'll see that you'll see a few intentional deaths and a few... Anyway.
We're not going to talk about that. No.
Mission 15 and 17, hello. I hate those. Why am I doing? There we go.
I would have liked it if they had the light wheels like activate in one hit. That'd have been cool.
Oh, that would have been so nice.
Oh, that would have been cool, yeah.
That'd have been so great.
But, oh well. We're actually coming up to my favorite bosses, Agni and Rudra. And this is going to require a very complex strat for Heaven or Hell in the fact that I'm going to need 2 bullets.
2 bullets?
2 bullets?
What? 2 bullets. In this economy, we're using 2 bullets. And 1,
Technically
2,
doubling the amount
3,
of bullets.
4. I could not do those 4 jumps, but
It's so much cooler if you do them.
It works.
oh no, it's much cooler when you don't. But we don't go for cool here. We go for pew pew, specifically pew pew.
Bow bow. Dang.
Well done.
Their health bar doesn't even have time to spawn in.
That's my favorite part.
Oh wait, was there an enemy there? I missed it.
Yeah, we call that a boss.
Yeah, typically those guys, you have to like deflect their swords out of their hands so that they get knocked down, and then you have to just like juggle killing both of them at the same time. Otherwise, one of them will turn into like a super form. However, with the power of gun, we just take them down.
Gun is very strong in this game.
It's true.
Well, yeah, it kills
Dante's
everything in one
ability,
hit.
right? Dante's ability to go in a straight line, not so powerful here. And it's totally not my fault. It is Dante's fault, which is my fault.
Dante's really got a skill issue then, right?
Hey, you know what?
Dante's got a skill issue.
As I miss that stinger into that essence.
As we pick up the essence of intelligence, we're going to go.
We're gonna
the
actually
next thing
do
here.
some combat.
Oh.
Oh. You know, I didn't think about this actually. Typically in this trial, you have to. These enemies are in their devil triggered state, which makes them a lot tankier.
Yeah,
usually.
That's nice.
But not so on Heaven or Hell. So we just get this item quicker than we would having to go down the spike hallway. And I'm not gonna lie, I saw you not go down the middle hallway, and I was like, okay, you gotta have faith. I might have forgot something in the route, but you pulled it out. Nice. So that is not typically something that we do in this run. We typically go down the spike hallway because there's no combat there, and those enemies you have to like activate the light wheel and then kill them while they're under the effects of the light wheel. So that is also another change that we're seeing.
Or I could just shoot them in the face. They're good.
Yeah, or you could just shoot them in the face, you know.
I've known Cosmic for a few years now, and I just want to say, him yo-yoing between panic and sadness is the funniest thing in the world to me right now.
Just a glimpse of me at work, man. So.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Now this section here, there's usually a puzzle that you have to do, but the solution to it is just right underneath this enemy's feet.
Yeah, that totally random listening thing that probably has nothing to do with what we need or anything.
Not at all.
Nope. Oh, but for DMC Faithful, fear not, because I can't jump. Also, we use a certain item in this run because there are certain enemies, Dullahands, that can die in a fire. Or in this case, die in holy water. So we are going to start picking up some holy water. We
are going to hydrate them to death.
Yes, we are. Honestly, Dullahands are... Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Dante, please. Probably the scariest enemies in this run. Because
yeah, I could believe that.
You have to not use your gun.
Tick of the shield. Yeah, considering every tick of the shield as well is like a potential to just get one shot. Yeah.
You really see that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You hate to see it.
I hate to get anti-aired by them during like regular runs. Like I can't even imagine how they are on this.
Hold your breath and clench. Also, is Dante a pole rider? Yes, he is.
Nice.
GG.
Well done.
It's one of
that was a really clean jump.
Every once in a while I look like I know what I'm doing. I try not to make a habit of it.
That's fair.
Because then, like, there's expectations, and, like, I could have gone in a shorter line there, but no. We still have to show everybody that I got Trickster.
You were practicing the Pythagorean theorem. I understand entirely.
Nice. Jeez.
So she now has level 2 Trickster, which she got from defeating Agni and Rudra, because every enemy in this game has a set amount of experience, pretty much.
Play cool, play cool, play cool, play cool.
So every enemy has like a set amount of experience that can provide Dante on his styles. So pretty much, if you're gonna do every boss up till mission 5, then you're gonna always get level 2 of the style. So now we have an extra dash on the ground as well as having an air dash. So a little bit extra movement for certain parts where we need it. Also, if you stand on top of this thing, you don't need to chase it around. You can just kind of swing and grab the little crystal skull. For everybody that remembers this stage from all of the combo videos 16 years ago.
Oh, God.
Set to when the lights are down.
Yep. And then we just shot them in the
But
face.
none of that here. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
No swords needed.
Nah, not yet at least. Give it time. When you'll just see a very panicked look on my face, because, yeah. There's one room, it's the Altar of Evil, where you have the 2 rounds of Dullahans. That is the most cathartic room in the game, because you just say, that's nice, 2 holy waters. Moving on.
Damn.
It's great.
Moving on.
Let's see, here's my 2 enemies. I'm gonna wait for death. He's dead.
Yeah, this is something too that, like, in certain categories for this series, like the way that you actually path in a room changes very heavily depending on like the way that you have to clear it. So she actually decided to stand at the door because Dante's weapons are hit scans, so wherever he points, it's just gonna fire. Like the guns, like those handguns specifically, it's just gonna be on top of the enemy. She doesn't have to wait for a projectile to travel across the room or anything. So it's going to track to the enemy anyway, so you can just cut down on the time between the enemy despawning and then the door opening up.
So,
and just position yourself.
So that was also that was Virgil. Virgil dodges bullets, so I decided to kill him with a bullet.
We didn't even have time to take in the scenery, man.
Nope, nobody got time for that. But this is when I also start buying some items here, particularly holy water and 2 purple orbs. Holy water is, well, self-explanatory, but you're probably wondering why I'm getting purple orbs in a run that doesn't really need DT for combat or Devil Trigger for combat. It's called a speed boost. I'm sure there's probably DMC faithful that are just cringing by me saying that.
It is quite the movement speed boost Devil Trigger in this game though is quite significant.
Alright, this is actually kind of a scary jump here. I hate that. So
wait, does the
yes,
I forgot about it. It's been so long since I
also
played this
so this mission, like many, give me heart palpitations because yes. Now there is a hallway. You know that really scary hallway that goes dark and is really long. I'm going to do something that's going to be really funny and you're going to love and also hate it at the same time. So this hallway right here, I'm just going to. Oh no!
No, no.
Anyway, we're at the end of the hallway now.
Oh, that's sick. Okay. That's tight. I like that. You definitely just tanked your other 2, like, stocks of Devil Trigger, but we moved.
Oh, that's fine.
It's all good.
That's 100% fine. So yeah, I come right here, I turn around, shoot that Deuterino right there, mostly so I can not stinger him in the face. These guys, I just kind of dodge, like my life depended on it, because it kind of does. Now, here I'll be kind of switching up between just a sword slash and a double dash, just because I would not like to stinger them in the face. That's going backwards. But yeah, like, so in terms of like movement using stinger and whatnot, you'll see me go with why did I do that? I'll do a stinger and then I'll do a dash just to cancel out the animation. So it feels a little bit different than, again, what most people would be used to, but again, it's trickster things. Where am I? I'm over here, okay. I always hate when I hate when the camera's like, this is not the angle you like, but this is the angle you're gonna have to deal with. Like, oh, okay, thanks game. Also, if you ever get lost in this hallway, go right.
True.
Do I have enough? Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I really love the effects on this stage, like specifically in this hallway. It's so cool.
Right? Well, it's like, and the whole camera angle changes. You're just like, oh, this is interesting. Also, this is another kind of scary jump here.
Nice. Yeah. Taking it slow.
And then, oh no.
Oh no. And then.
Anyway. So this is kind of an annoying boss on everything other than this difficulty. Anyway.
Really got to the heart of it there. that is the Leviathan hard boss.
And before that, I had my eye on you, friend. Oh, bless.
True.
Yeah, for some reason, I had such a hard time on DMD for that boss. I don't know why.
Boss is tough. Yeah. I actually like that boss quite a bit. I mean, it's one of those wall bosses, and they're usually hit or miss, but I like that one in particular.
I'm definitely a fan of Vaughn coming up, which is also sad that we get to see her for not very long. But
yeah, Vaughn's awesome.
and it just
we get to see her a little bit longer than some of the bosses.
this is true. Also helps if I actually hit things with Dante. Go figure.
That puzzle has always the same solution, so
Yeah.
just can.
So this hallway can not exist, and I will be very happy.
This is where the cool zip is, though.
Yeah,
So like we can remove it during heaven or hell, but we gotta keep it together.
but those archers have the aim of Mundus, really. Wah, it's fine.
They oscillate between like stormtrooper and sniper. It's really quite something.
I did a practice like a day or two ago where that one hit me from across the map, and I'm like, I'm not even mad. I am just impressed. I'm just impressed that Dante also skipped past that door. Also, you respect this hallway. You.
Oh, this thing.
Yeah, we casually walk through this hallway.
Casual.
Yeah, because once you do those dashes, you're pretty much locked into that one direction. So if she were to take a wrong angle on a dash and go right into a saw blade, guess where she's going? Right back to the beginning of the hallway.
Accurate.
Yep.
I know.
These spiders, by the way, it's so satisfying to see these enemies in particular just die to one gunshot because they're so RNG heavy otherwise.
Especially when you're like, oh, you have a good combo going. Oh, I'm just gonna block it. Also.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Death ward.
Anyway.
Oh no.
Door.
Anyway.
So, yeah, Cosmic mentioned earlier that I'm usually positioning myself right by doors. It's just one of those things, I don't have to move around in these fights too much. I can just kind of prep for where I'm going after the fight's done. And I use fight with like 5 levels of quotation marks. It's fine.
I mean, are there any actual fights in this run, given what you're doing?
I mean, I get a little spicy here by actually getting close enough to Navon where it almost forces her to do her... Oh god! What?
She knew where she was.
She never did that. Like, usually when I get close, she'll do her close range attack. Like that really big AO, yeah. So then I just don't have to worry about her firing off any lightning bats. But that time she's like, you know what, I'm gonna spice things up for GDQ. And I'm just like, well, let's see what happens.
Well, here we go.
Here is the mission where I'm going to be picking up Air Hike, but I actually don't pick it up until I get to the statue in a few. No real reason why. The world record holder did it, and I said okay.
That's fair.
Also,
that's pretty good reason.
Yeah. Like, pardon me, coming through. Just
That's one of those camera angle changes. Is so
oh
weird to
god.
get through sometimes.
And you'll see if I do a really weird like motion, it's oh rude. It's probably because the camera angle shifted. It's like, well, okay. That one actually wasn't skill. That was like half skill. All right, so we're gonna get Air Hike. There we go. 4778. We're on pace, which is fine. We're gonna wall hike because we can.
Understandable. I mean, you gotta go to party.
Oh yeah.
You know? Gotta go to town.
Have to show that ability off somehow.
Here, I thought you were just doing that on accident.
Oh no, 100% on accident, but I'm trying to blame it on like things that are intelligent.
It's RNG manipulation.
Tell that to the dull hands. Okay, so this is actually
Yeah,
this is the first hall that scares me. 1, 2, 3,
those enemies in particular, they have they're immune to projectiles, as Oscar mentioned, and they have a crystal on their back. That is the only way to hurt them. And if she had run into their shield that has like the spinning blade on it, guess what? She dies, and that's not great. And we try to avoid that when it's not intentional. So
I killed the side one. Nice. Dante, please. Yeah, there's a couple forced all hand fights where it's just like, oh, okay. I guess I'll have to deal with this now. Cool. Thanks, game. I appreciate you. Not really, but I appreciate you. And yes, that hand will also cause you to die.
Yeah. The doors in this game can kill you. Even in regular runs.
Yeah, especially also, actually, I don't know. I've never seen spiders in this or in this difficulty create the baby spiders, which thank God.
Oh, that I don't even. Yeah, I have no idea if those things could kill you or not. That would be
no
terrible.
No.
Wow. So if we see that in this run, we would have to say the thing.
I technically said the thing, but slipped it under the radar.
You kind of did. You didn't say it had never happened before, though, is the thing.
That's called in the rules. So
that's called subtext.
Whoop! Okay, so this room.
Yeah, here's more blades. Yeah, there's more saw blades.
These look totally tame right now. This hallway totally tame right now. This is the scariest room in the game later on.
I believe that.
Yeah, those enemies you have to essentially play like boo with them.
Yeah, once you turn away, they're called soul eaters. They just kind of look like clouds or Galactus in the old Fantastic Four movies. And once you turn away from them, they'll be vulnerable. So you have to use something with quick turnaround time in order to damage them. And of course, in this case, Dante instantly turns around and can shoot them. So easy peasy.
Yeah, this is also another camera angle that I just for some reason it just likes to be a butt. And actually behave for once, which is strange. So.
And here is, I think Death is back to die again.
Yep. I brought some friends. It's fine.
Yeah.
Didn't you kill that guy?
Yes.
A couple of times, really.
Ooh.
You killed him once on mission 2 and once on mission 7. And now he's back for more. He didn't learn his lesson yet.
What is death may literally never die. Alright, so these trains, rule 1, or first train, back of the train. Second train, front of the train. Third train, doesn't matter.
Interesting rule.
And it's mostly for the second train, because there are those fun bombs that will absolutely wreck your face if you are not basically where I'm standing, just actually in the same exact spot because we're going in the opposite direction. But yep, you'll die. I'm just like, oh well, okay. But now we're coming up to kind of a cool boss, Beowulf. He's a cool wolf boy. That
gives me a cool cutscene that we're going to skip, and then
a boss fight that we're going to skip.
It's true. He didn't even like he stood there menacingly and died.
I love this.
Hey guys, what's going on in this thread? Boom.
Good day, sir. Oh my gosh. Now, it should be said, so this Heaven or Hell you unlock once you beat Dante Must Die mode, which is absolutely nuts. It's rough. So this is kind of like feels much better. It's the release.
The victory lap. Yeah, it's the victory lap after beating Dante Must Die.
Oh yeah, the question chat, why are the bullets doing so much damage? The specific gameplay category we're on is Heaven or Hell. everything dies in one hit, including me. So, including me. Alright, we're gonna pick up some holy water again. We need to cleanse ourselves while we are permanently in demon form. And this is the one time you'll actually see me taking damage because it is, well, required.
Yeah, the debuff on this stage that puts Dante in double trigger mode permanently for the level anyway just does damage over time to him, and that's just a fixed value basically, as opposed to like the damage over time from the poison that has a value based on the difficulty that you're on.
So this next hallway, I don't have to kill these bats. Woo! That one tried.
They like to do. Yeah, they like to do dive bombs out of nowhere.
I hear it. I hear it. Okay, why am I going this way? Dante, please! Though that screech tells me that one's dive bombing, and I clench. You're like, it... So for this, I pretty much will stand right over here, because there's going to be an enemy that melts out of the hall, or out of the wall. And I prefer not to get hit by him. Just personal preference.
Why not?
Because we're going back kind of a ways. Alright. You also don't have to jump over that that green star. But swag. So this is Rapidash. This is Shiny Rapidash.
Was.
Part 1. Part 2.
Was.
Indeed. No more horsing around in this run. No, sir.
Is that boss difficult? Nay.
Nay. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna hoof it out of here.
Hey now.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
man.
Alright, so getting into the next mission here. These are the chess enemies, and they're also going to die in a few bullets. You know, this room's a lot of fun.
They're going to die in one
usually.
bullet, Cosmic. One
They're gonna die,
each.
that's true. Well, the whole crowd is going to die in a few bullets.
That room
But
took
each one separately, yes.
that
one
room
bullet.
took 11 bullets.
Ouch. This is also like another another puzzle with the light beam that also has another like fixed solution to it.
Yeah.
So pretty nice part of this run that you don't have to deal with any like RNG puzzle solutions or anything.
So
unless you're doing like a cake run, and then you have to do the secret missions.
So the number of times I've been doing a run and I forgot to pick up that item. It's not a 0. I just want to put that out there. Like, why isn't the door opening? Oh.
Well done.
Thank you. I'm proud of that. So this is Virgil. This is another boss that dodges bullets. Except that one.
Cosmic, are you okay?
I'm doing alright, man. We're holding on. Alright. You hate to see it,
I
but
would like everyone to know that I heard Oscar laughing through Cosmic's microphone. That's how loud that was.
That's pretty crazy.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Now we're gonna pick up Beowulf because we need it for like
one thing.
One thing, really. Yeah. There's a little bit of movement I think you can do with it, but like generally speaking, we just need it for like one thing, which is this thing
not
called
action. I need item.
Combat.
I'm gonna get another holy orb.
Item.
Another perk.
There we go. Nice.
I think someone
Just
else
increasing our speed bar.
I think someone else in chat appreciated the horse puns because they said it was time for the main event.
Hey,
let's go. Yeah, this is a combat adjudicator. You have to reach a certain style rank in order to pass through some of them. It's required to use Beowulf to use that one. So you're always going to use Beowulf
So-
there, and there's like just a set combo that you can do to it.
So for the cake run, how do people love the Navon stylish one?
Which one is that?
It's the full style bar for Navon.
I totally forget that secret mission. I'm gonna be so.
No, it's I think it's actually right outside the Sunken Opera House, I think.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I don't. It's been a little bit since I watched.
I love
Speedruns,
this. I
so-
love this. This is
Oh, here we go.
this is great. This is great.
The Dullahan's gone.
But wait, there's more. No, there's not.
Well done.
And
Oh, you mean the combat adjudicator?
Yeah,
for,
sorry.
For Navon. Oh, yeah. Very recently, I think people actually like optimized that one
Really?
pretty heavily because it was like such a choke point. Really, it's tough still, but there's ways that you can really like abuse the style ranking.
The
Or
drinking
just
of the
manipulate
can
style
of
ranking.
energy drink while just like holding the button to shoot.
I'm not holding. I'm mashing.
Oh, sorry,
This is
mashing.
complicated.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We do have to
I'm
mash
so
it.
sorry. That makes
gotta mash it.
Complicated.
drink so much more difficult, I'm sure.
It made the energy drink required. Okay.
True. You gotta get those. You gotta get those extra calories in to be able to press the gun button. And are you forgetting that she had to press circle to get into that train car before?
Oh, I'm
Right?
sorry, I forgot.
Come on now. Get with the program.
Can't skip training day. No.
These are more chess pieces. That's nice.
Yeah, they're. This is another like puzzle, so to speak, that always has a set path that we go down, and you get like a little blue orb fragment at the end of it, or whatever, which will increase your health if you have 4 of them. But we don't get that many ever.
Nah.
We just rock base health the whole time.
Yeah.
And they are dead.
I don't want that.
Now that is pretty cathartic because those fights are something else.
Oh,
let me
completely
tell
agree.
ya.
Also,
Yeah.
here's where. So this was the mission where one of those. Oh! That guy on the right, red arrowed me from at least 2 football fields away. I'm like, okay, you know what? I will concede that death.
Incredible moment, by the way, for anyone that saw it. Like, it was such a good clip.
I was like, I'm done.
That is pretty great.
So this next mission is the hardest mission. Well,
Oh yeah.
As-
In this one, like, I mean, usually it's kind of like a whatever mission, but this is definitely the most perilous category to play this mission in, because there's so many environmental hazards in this mission. It's nuts.
yeah.
But however, on the bright side, the Fallen here, who are typically one of the most annoying enemies in the game, they die
They die in one hit.
like that.
Do they die, Cosmic? Is that what's happening?
They do.
They in
might.
fact, oh boy,
Yeah.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
We have depleted their health bar to a value of 0 or below, and they are gone now. I really like the movement here down this stairwell. Like, you just get to stinger right off, and then Dante will just do this huge leap, and then you get the extra air dash into the dive kick, and it's cool. You just get to clear the whole staircase immediately.
So, yeah, we're collecting items, and this is the part where I'm, dare I say it, going to focus. Y'all could talk and talk trash by all means. I'd be very disappointed in you two if you didn't.
Well, we're going to, but I do have...
But I know you've got announcements, so go
I
for
do
it.
have a couple of announcements to read off. Folks, just remember, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and biz cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix and shows like Crosshair, Speedruns from the Crypt, Parallel Universe, Awfully Silly and Express Lane, hosted
Never
by
heard of it.
one Oscar424. So if you enjoy watching speedruns, consider subscribing to the channel and get access to our emotes, get some ad-free viewing, and you can chat with subscribers during our replays. And additionally, if you missed any of the Hotfix shows or really any of the events we host here, including Back to Black, Frost Fatales, or the upcoming Trans Day of Visibility, you can check out our VODs over at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And also, if you haven't seen the lineup for the current season of Hotfix, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and check out this season's lineup, and you can check out an in-depth look at this the week's runs for the schedule. You can see what other runs are coming up later this week and next week.
So we haven't gotten to the hard part yet. It is the
Kinda in it, but
no.
this is the prelude right here.
Yeah.
Because the whole like tower that Dante is in has
let's do that!
shifted after.
It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
It's fine. Carry on.
So the whole tower that Dante's in has shifted after the events of Mission 13, and things are just kind of topsy-turvy. And so the hallway that we were in on Mission 9 is now on its side. So Asuka had to like jump over and around and under all these saw blades here. And then we're gonna go into the next room, and everything's gonna be moving more. And it's really cool. It's awesome.
No, it's not. I hate it.
I think it's cool.
I hate it.
Okay, let me add an addendum. All right, for the speed run, I don't like it. I feel very, very not great when I enter this room, but casually, I really love the level design here. I think it's awesome.
I mean, same. But these gears will kill me in one hit, and this is the longest.
It's true.
Actually, I'm gonna shut up because this is the halt that scares me.
This is Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nice, well done.
Yeah, very
Threading
cool.
the needle on that one.
Yeah. Those blades, normally they're kind of. Oh no, you died.
Yep. Oh no.
But now we're back all the way here.
Mm-hmm.
There is another. I should know, by the way, there's like an extra fight at the end of this mission, but the way that Asuka turned the dials for this mission makes it so that she actually skips the last spider fight in it. And we can just go straight to the end here after grabbing the last fragment for the elevator.
That is such a scary hallway because there's a couple dashes that I'm just hoping that I don't hit a blade or a Dullahan.
Yeah, sometimes the Dullahans in that hallway are a little like they're a little unpredictable, and especially like when the blades come down on you. Like if you just kind of get sandwiched in between those two instances of damage, like the iframes on Trickster dodge are only going to help you so much.
Yep. So this one I actually go right first because actually hold on. That archer does not play it cool. I sometimes die in this next room.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a little different from like what I usually see, which is everybody usually goes left.
It's just one of those. If I go left first and I die in that room specifically, it puts me all the way back to the angel room. I'm like, no, I'm good. So I'd rather come here first.
Yeah, I respect that.
There's people.
Here's another little ball and chain.
There's people in chat that were asking like, about one-shot mode, and so we were telling like, oh yeah, everything dies in one hit in Heaven or Hell. But I know that in I think it's Devil May Cry 4, there is
Hell and Hell.
Hell or Hell. Do you want to talk
Hell
about
or Hell,
that?
yeah. Yeah, so or Hell and I guess it's Hell and
Hell and Hell.
Yeah.
So Hell and Hell in 4 and 5, and I don't remember if it's in Reboot, but Reboot has something a little different. So in DMC 4 and 5, there's Hell and Hell, which is unlocked after Dante Must Die mode as well, I believe. And that's a mode where the player still dies in one hit, but all of the enemies have like hard health. Or maybe it's Dante Must Die health. I don't exactly remember. I know it's actually no, it's Son of Sparta health. I think.
Yeah, yes, that's it.
Yeah, it's Son of Sparta health. Yeah, Son of Sparta health. But the game gives you like 3 gold orbs to beat a mission in. So it's quite difficult. I mean, if you want to S rank the mission anyway, technically speaking, like you die typically in Dante Must Die mode in like 3 hits. But if you have 3 gold orbs and you die in 1 hit each, that's still 3 hits, but enemies have less health, technically speaking. So if you're trying to get like a no damage run done, Hell in Hell is like definitely the final frontier in terms of like S ranking and everything. And then Reboot actually has a mode called Must Style mode where you have to be at S rank or above to actually damage enemies.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some interesting difficulties in these games after you kind of delve into Dante Must Die and stuff.
My dogs agree. All right, I'm gonna try to do a swag thing here and probably butcher it. So hold, please.
Nice.
I didn't do the second half. I was at a really bad angle, so whatever.
That's awesome.
Still cool to jump to start with, so.
Yeah. It's really nice. Y'all don't understand how how precarious that one jump alone is, by the way, because if she had misaligned that jump, she would have just plummeted right back down to the bottom and had to have gone like all the way back through like 2 or 3 rooms. So,
yeah, and I could tell right away my angle was bad.
Yeah. That's a shame. And what's also a shame is Lady just showing up for like 2 seconds and not even.
Yeah.
These poor bosses, their health bar can spawn in.
Nope.
Before they're just on the end of Dante's 9. And it's just like pew pew.
I almost did not buy a gold orb. Woo!
Woo.
That's called insurance for this mission.
Hey.
This is just also really cool on Trickster.
Yeah, this is a room that has like a set cycle for platforming, and you know, like in the normal and you know, like the new game runs that are done like on normal, easy, hard, whatever. Since we're using Royal Guard, we don't have access to these like these other move mechanics that Asuka is using, like the double jump or the wall run, and she got through that room like much faster than we typically do. Just because,
I hear him.
Oh my goodness. Just because
that's not a good angle.
Hell, you're afforded the ability to just get better.
Ah! Woo! Hello. I don't trust you. I don't trust you either. This is not a good angle.
Oh boy.
Come on.
You dull hate to see it.
Right?
Honestly.
Hello, friend. Oh my god, the camera is just saying no today.
That guy's a real gem, I tell you what.
Yeah, there's 2 that spawn right away, and then the third... Sir? No. 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 Sir? Sir?
You must defeat Shao Kahn.
Wait a minute.
All right. Here is where I'm legitimately scared, so... Oh, that's not a great pattern to start.
Yeah, this is like an upped version of the spike hallway from Mission 6, where there's just like
shit. Pardon my language. That's fine.
Nice.
Okay, we're fine.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Great use of the invol frames to just get straight through those spikes, because every time she landed, like she did not have time to dodge out of the way. It was just like, go big or go home through the second half of that hallway. Nicely done.
That...
You got through it. We're in the money.
Have we had any unintended deaths yet? No.
No.
We have not.
We have not.
All intentional.
So this next fight's actually pretty hard. It's Doppelganger. You have to light up things to make him vulnerable. And I just use holy water.
This might be the most involved ball strat we've seen. Just going all the way into the menu.
Mm-hmm. It's complex. It really is. So I need to do my mantra of buy water, because I've lost a run buying an orb here. So holy water. Did you know I need holy water here?
Hey, Oscar, you should probably buy holy water here.
I'm gonna buy holy water here. All right, we're fine.
Hey, you should buy holy water.
Hey.
So yeah, basically the run, like honestly, Mission 17 is kind of like the final boss of Heaven or Hell. We're just chilling now. The next fight is its name is the Hecht chessboard, except not Hecht. It's a very cool fight that we don't care about.
Oh, you don't even have to activate the
Nope.
pawns there.
Nope.
Interesting.
It's great.
That is awesome. Yeah. That's dope.
Like when I was just trying this run casually, I was letting them spawn, and then I watched the World Arc. I was like, oh. Huh.
Well.
Okay.
Never mind.
Well then, I'll just I'll just shoot him then. Oh yeah, so this is the boss rush, where we'll get a style up as well. We have
We're
to
certainly going to be rushing.
Yeah, you'll see that board right there. We have to create a circuit, a loop of some kind. The three fastest Ragni, Verger, Beowulf, and Cerberus. At least you get to watch him die this time.
Yeah, we at least get to see the death animations now.
This is true. And
Poor guys didn't get any screen time before.
Right. Same thing with Beowulf. Now we got screen time. I actually like that fight because he's the only one that you don't get his devil arms right away because you don't technically, spoilers, you don't kill him. Virgil kills him.
True.
So, run.
Virgil, in Heaven or Hell style fashion, one-shots him in the cutscene.
Yep, and gets his own devil arm cutscene.
Yup.
So yeah, these last two missions are pretty chill.
Yeah. These are the Abyss. They're probably like the coolest normal enemy in the
Oh,
game.
they look awesome.
Yeah, like style-wise, like design-wise, they're great. They hop around a lot. They interact with the player a ton. Asuka is not going to be interacting with them at all. She's just going to be shooting them down.
Here I'm looking for a green mirror. Which is great. Because yes, even the mirror dies in one hit. Which is great. Next, I'm going to give you the best camera angle in the game. I just have to line it up the right way. Wait, there it is.
Great. Oh my goodness. This gameplay
Oh, this
right
is
here.
this is peak action game. That's peak action game camera work right there.
My camera was so bad I thought we were playing a Souls game for a second.
Hey. But it's okay, because devils never cry. Also, spoilers.
So now we've got the item here, and then we're going to go and fight Arkham, who has stolen our father's sword.
You can actually skip the Virgil tutorial if you hit him fast enough. Now I'm not going to do it, because I'm not going to hit it fast enough since I've said something. But there it is.
Nice.
So I will say the run is over in about 40 seconds. This is the final boss.
It's that, really?
It's a cool fight. It's a fantastic fight. Again, you're fighting your brother. The epic duel and time.
GG.
Good
Yeah,
grief.
GG stands for good grief at this point.
So I guess my last question here is, did you get the 0 IGT?
Oh yeah, this is important. This is important information.
This is one of the instances where you can get a 0,0,0,0
The memes.
in-game time. Yeah.
Hey!
So there you go. So on the leaderboard for this, for the individual level for Mission 20 Heaven or Hell, there's like 15 people that all have a tied first place.
Well, we had to put 0-1 for both of them.
Oh yeah, we had to put 0-1 for all of it because it's just there's no 0 entry on SRC. So
as soon as Cosmic told me that was out, I literally was like BRB recording 2 rounds. So I did one for Dante, I did one for Virgil. I'm like, I gotta get in on this meme here. But yeah, that is honestly for me kind of 50-47. I'll take that. I think my PB's like 49-11 roughly.
That's awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah, that was fun. It's like I said, it's a very different run than what you're used to for Devil May Cry because combat is pew 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 pew, and occasionally pew. But I love it. It's very blurst. It makes you think about different things during the run, like environmental hazards and why they are not fun to get around. But yeah, Cosmic, if you wanted to shout yourself off or shout yourself out first, go for it.
Yeah. Well, first, tell people where they can find you. We're here to watch you, not me. So.
All right, I'm Oscar424 on Twitch. On Blue Sky, I'm also Oscar424. I play bad games quickly and good games badly. This is an occasion. This is an exception because it's a great game. I just play a silly category of it. But yeah, you can also find me every other Tuesday at 10 Eastern, 9 best time zone, aka Central. As I'm the hotfix host of Express Lane for speedruns under an hour. So that's why the 5959 there was a nod to both Express Lane and to the wonderful producer behind the scenes, Richard, who is awesome, and you should give some love to Richard as well. I do a little bit of everything. Been working on cleaning this run up, probably doing some Type 0, doing some Bouncer with my good friend D Cosmic, because we play classy games.
Mm-hmm. Don't let anybody tell you that the Bouncer is not a classy game.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Devil May Cry, there's so many fantastic speedruns. The community is amazing. There's a speedrun for everybody in any of the games. I like silly stuff, and this is fun for me. So check all of that out. And yeah, how about you, Cosmic?
Yeah, I mean, if you like Devil May Cry, if you like action games, I stream at DE Cosmic sometimes. And I'm also on YouTube at DE Cosmic Runs. There's a relay, actually, for the community for this coming up on April, 6th or something. Yeah, it's April 6th. It's a relay, like a 4-way relay race of the first 3 Devil May Cry games. We're trying to do more, community stuff like that with DMC. It's pretty awesome. That's really all I got going on. Over to you, Dave.
Very nice. Well, thank you both so much for showing off DMC3. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I enjoyed it as much as I think chat did. But folks, that is sadly going to be it for Crosshair this evening. But it is not the end of GDQ Hotfix, because coming up next we have speedruns from the crypt. So stick around for some spoopy speedruns. And it's also Bloodborne is going to be opening crypt up. So you might want to stay tuned for Bloodborne. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode of Crosshair, and I promise it is going to be a good one. Anyways, we'll see you in 2 weeks, folks. And as always, no matter what your dreams, goals, or hopes are in this world, always keep them in your crosshair. We'll see you next time.